think you've got what it takes. The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, international esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
In your face.
Hey, what's up guys, from Michael Palm here, also known as Lens, and on behalf of my team here, who finished 7th in the just concluded Nigerian Pro League, we want to say that we had just a very lackluster performance and we could have done better, but that's how the game is. You win some, you lose some, and so on. But from the organizers' standpoint, we feel like they could do a lot better with the structure and the prize pool so that everybody goes home happy next time. Thanks so much.
Hello guys, my name is ISTG Oluwashom. My in-game name is 03NEXO018. I'm the clan leader at the IGL of O3 Brothers. Yeah, we finished first place in the last season of MPL. And then our experience in the tournament was very, very good because it was a nice competition. So we could learn new things, we could learn how to rotate and new strats. And then it paid off well. And we hope you guys can get us a better stream and then increase the price pool. That was all. Thank you very much. Thank you Carbon, thank you 1080, thank you MPL. God bless.
What's up everybody, my name is Oladil Adamola and most of you all know me as Beko. I'm a player for Citizens Esports. We finished 5th in the recently concluded NPL Season 5. It was a great experience. Yeah, it was a pleasure killing each and every one of y'all. So yeah, it was worth it. What I'm expecting in the coming seasons, obviously better streams, better production and better teams. Yeah.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Nigerian Pro League Season 6 brought to you by 10N80. My name is Crowns and I'm going to be taking you through the roller coaster of games that we'll be having today. And in case you do not know what's been going on, the tournament has been on for quite a while now. I believe it's been close to a month, if not 2, as I believe this is the 3rd week of league play that we're going into, which means this is the final week that all of these teams get to gather as much points in order to make it into the finals of the Harmattan split of the NPL Season 6. That being said, let's take a look at some of those teams that we've got in the lobby and see how it goes. But before we go on to there, I'll be telling you about how the tournament does go. We've seen them play actually in the qualifier stage, and now they've made it all the way to the league stage, which means now they're in the league stage, they get 2 days of league play, and then they go into the weekends to play the super weekend. So that being said, we've seen 2 super weekends so far, and this is the last super weekends that all of these teams get to actually make it into the finals. That being said, no long talk. Let's take a look at what those leaderboards look like at the moment and see what teams already look like they've gotten themselves footed in the finals, and then we'd also see what teams really need to step up their game in terms of making it into this super weekend and ultimately getting into the final, because as we all know, only the super weekend points count. So that being said, let's take a look at it. Looking at the leaderboard right now, O3 Brothers, this is the leaderboard for the Super Weekend. So that being said, O3 Brothers out there on top, 193 points going on to their name. 4 chicken dinners, love to see that one. Cyclone Shield with no chicken dinner in second place. We've got Old Guards, 21st Century, Foul Play, Team Extreme, Dream Team, Active Gaming, Metal Blood, Afro Esports, First Tactics, Knockin' Lobby, No Rage Esports, and Free Esports would be the teams that are out here already looking like they've gotten themselves secured in the Super Weekend. That being said, there's still 2 more teams that I believe are on here, but I really do not know just how many points they need. But that being said, participating teams today, there will be 20, which means the players there from, I think, Extremists, Oxygen, No Rage Sports, and Disparaged would be the only teams that we've not seen so far. So that being said, we've had a lot of talk. I've talked too much. My thing is lagging, which is weird. But that being said, we'll be getting into the first game of today without wasting any further time. Let's get it. All right, game 1, playing part looking quite fair as we're starting all the way from wow, ladies and gentlemen, guess who does not know his maps anymore? Anyway, we're going all the way from that eastern edge of the circle up towards that northeastern side down to Primorsk. Maybe not, it's nothing that should stress these teams too much, given that they pretty much all land around this axis. So I'm not expecting too much of a hot drop. I'm expecting these teams to pretty much know who's in the lobby, how they're going to play it out, and exactly what they are going to do. So that being said, we're going to be keeping our eye out, seeing how every single team is landing, keeping one very close eye on all those hot drops that we might have. I do see a couple of teams heading towards that Yasnaya Poliana, which means we'll probably be getting a little bit of a hot drop in that position. No Regi Sports somewhere in the vicinity, and I see a little bit of Cyclone Shield, which is surprising because normally we would see Cyclone Shield around that Primorsk area of the map, but right now it does look like they're going for a secondary drop, which is interesting to see. Stoner and the rest they look to be around that mansion area, and to get things started in a very lively manner, we'll be getting started out there in that military island circle. This is going to be a huge challenge to all of these teams, and what better way to start today than with a military based circle. But anyway, I'm going to be pulling over to that northern side, and I don't know why this stuff is doing this way, but whatever. I don't remember activating this thing, but yeah, that's what happens when your thingy decides to act up. But anyway, long talks, we're not going to be letting it drag us down, because you know the vibes. There's always vibes out here with Crowns. But that being said, let me know in the chat, who is your favorite team that you're actually looking forward to seeing the most out here in the lobby? Who's that team that has been captivating you, that has been catching your eye? The team that has been showing you that, you know what, we really know how to play this game, and we are here to take this NPL home. As we all know, this is the I'll say it again, this is the Harmattan split. So that being said, there's still a lot to work for, but this week is the final week. Today and tomorrow, final 2 days to make it in. I believe every team gets to play 8 games before they make it into that super weekend, and then when they make it into the super weekend, they have to prove to us that they've got what it takes. But that being said, this thing is pissing me off, and I've got to fix it. That seems to be the only hot drop that we've got going on. I'm gonna open up the map just so you guys can see, and then we're gonna do this. And I'm going to start toggling and toying. I'm playing up and down with my... Oh, flip. Didn't mean to do that. How'd you get out of full screen? Hey, voila. I think escape works all the time. Hey, escape is not working. Ah! Guys, escape is not working. Escape is not working. I think F11 should work. Ah, there we go. F11 comes clutch. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we've got going on the map out here. O3 Brothers in Jojo Pole. We see the Stolba area being occupied by, I believe that's First Tactics. No Gaming in Kameshki. Muta Power would be held by the side there of Active Gaming, with the farm area towards that eastern bridge would be held by Free Esports. Vibe Gaming out in school. Disparaged holding a very long split in the outskirts of Rozok and Yasnaya. Dream Team out there close to that western bridge. And it's quite... Not gonna lobby, nice splits running through all the way from Gatka down towards the south of Pochinki, and it's an interesting drop coming through from all of these from some of these teams, right? I'm talking about Dream Team, the side there of Free Esports, because Muta is free for Free Esports. I don't know why Free Esports is not in Muta, given that Muta is free, but different strokes for different folks. You know, teams have got their own. They've got their own, what's that they call them? Plans and all that good stuff. Anyway, I wanted to do this. I keep forgetting what that setting is that makes that my mouse just thingy. So I'm just going to do this and see if that works. And if I press X, save. Yay, fixed it. Such a streaming genius, bro. Nobody should come and be like, bro, what is this? How can somebody just be this good? Anyway. Oh, shoot. I think I messed it up. Rah. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know I'm not like this. So, that being said, I think I'm going to do this. Let's try this combo. Hey, now I fixed it. Yeah, now I fixed it. I definitely fixed it now. But anyway, yeah, as I was saying, I'm very, very happy to see that, you know, there isn't much of a hot drop going on right now. Every team is respectful. There isn't anyone going for crazy hot drops. And maybe we should just give my computer a little bit of time. It's going to get used to all of this that is going on. I'm using a whole lot of CPU memory, so probably why it is doing all of these long talks. But ladies and gentlemen, as I've been saying since, this is the NPL, Nigerian Pro League Season 6, brought to you by 10NAT. So do not sleep on that one. If you've not hit that subscribe button yet, I do not know what you're really doing. But anyway, that being said, if you like, don't even hit subscribe. But I'm just telling you, share the stream now and tell someone that NPL is on. And I understand that Champions League is on too, but tell them NPL is greater than. I'm a Man City fan and I'm missing out. But not too early, because what NPL is what we're here to witness and enjoy. But that being said, right now we're going to be chilling, watching all of these teams have fun in the beginning part. You know, a couple of teams that we were mentioning that needed to up their game. I believe I keep forgetting what those teams are, so but now I'll see them when I see them. But that being said, you know, Super Weekend is the key. Super Weekend is where you want to go to. There would not be any extra free points or bonus points. So that being said, nothing too serious. No gaming out here with Soul, Rusty, Guns, and no keys. And keys. That's some interesting choice of names coming through. Love it. No, just love to enjoy seeing these teams decide to go for their name. If you're out here in the chat, let me know who you're here for. I know there's a lot of O3 fans in the lobby, so I'll be looking forward to seeing the fanboys. And one thing I'm really looking forward to seeing actually in this game is how these teams would handle themselves going into these zones that they have. I mean, they've got a military island zone going on here, so it'll be interesting to see just how well they can play the military-based circles, you know, because this is one of those very tricky circles. You do not know where the circle is going to go early on in the game, and it's kind of a hard choice given that, you know, that's what we're dealing with. So that being said, it'll be quite interesting to watch. Men of Blood and Dream Team looking to go for that bridge rotation because everyone just wants to fight. We do see Magic going through for the fight up against the Sad, but unfortunately he will get taken out. My emulator is taking forever to load, so that being said, I'm going to keep my eye out on my phone as Men of Blood now losing one. It's going to be Magic. Dream Team still alive as 4, holding up on the bridge now, and that is pretty much interesting because you know, it is interesting. They're out here chilling on the bridge, so that works. They might be able to put in a little bit of third-party action coming in through, try to pull a little bit of gatekeep, deciding of Men of Blood, deciding not to go for that breach, and that was quite interesting. I mean, you do get taken, one player does get taken out, but doesn't necessarily mean you should make it away from the breach. But anyway, on the other side of things, Extremists, who came in with only 2 players, find themselves in a little bit of a skirmish. One player is down his dollars, and Zombie has to hold up as the last player there for his team. Question is, did Active Gaming hear all of that noise coming through? And if they did hear, do they want a piece of the action? As we do see the shots coming in through, Active Gaming looking for a way into that circle, would not be able to quite settle yet. They do hear the shots coming through from Free, so it's a question of what they're going to do about it. Rotation's already getting started, so that is nice to see. Teams already decided to get closer to the bridge one way or the other. Disparish coming in with only 2 players in this game. A little bit surprising, but hopefully they've got plans to mitigate that one. So I'm gonna keep a close eye, a watchful eye on the side there of 03. I say 03 of what do they call them? Of Disparaged, and see how well they want to play this one. Extreme, looking for a way into the circle. Extreme Gaming, a team that I've been looking forward to seeing them perform, going into multiple tournaments now because why not? I've just been chilling to see them pop up. They seem like a team that has a lot of potential, but they're not quite showing it yet, as we do get another zone shift. It's one of those confusing circles. You do not really know if you want to be on the military island or if you don't want to be on the military island. It's very, very surprising, and I wouldn't blame these teams to see how well they'll play. A couple of teams need to get close to the bridge, because I feel like if you're getting close to the bridge as possible, regardless of what happens to that circle, you should be fine. And I think this is where we start to know which teams are prioritizing what. Right, we get to know what teams are prioritizing the elims. We get to know what teams are prioritizing placements. Well, as we all know, placement points is not something that you can really fight for going into PUBG Mobile, especially with the new point system that we've got going on here. So would be interested to see if some of these teams will be going for more aggressive plays. Anyway, Free Sports would be the one to lose one player in this engagement against the side of Active, but Active already gets it into vehicles. You can tell they do not want to waste any time as the full send might just come through. This compound does happen to be one of those quite easy to infiltrate compound, as Active Gaming sleeping on that one. Revive will come through, and the push not quite there yet. Active Gaming probably looking to get yet another knock, and I kind of enjoy that, getting one knock, trying to draw closer to the building, pushing that team a little, making them unstable for the time being, as we can already see grenades being sent out by Pro Noob. Actually only coming in with 3 makes me wonder what's going on. I understand that there was COC just like a couple of minutes before the tournament, but quite surprising to see teams complete squad. But yeah, at the end of the day, they've got 2 days. So that being said, 1 day today, another day tomorrow to make it into the super weekend. So that being said, you can see the foul play already in the vicinity as they do come in from behind. Everybody does seem to want a little piece of that eastern action. That's interesting to see, as we do see Glaciers popping off on that Q feed, but I cannot quite tell where it is going on. It's foul play drawing in closer and closer. We do see 03 brothers also making it into the make that Extreme making it into the vicinity. So this is a whole lot of interesting, a whole amount of teams actually making it all the way to this eastern bridge. It's surprising to see. Really wonder what is actually on the eastern bridge, and then all the way on the west there's nobody except Dream Team. So that's interesting. Rage, no Rage also coming to the eastern bridge. Something is up, and we do not know what it is. There's so many teams around here. Active Gaming is here, Foul Play is here, Dream Team, make that Free Sports is here, Extreme Gaming is here. Nobody is on the bridge, and everybody just seems to want this watch compound coming through from the side of Free Sports. Row Rage will lose one player on this whole engagement, and it does look like revives would not be coming through, at least not yet, as Vibe Gaming also one way or the other have found their way into the vicinity. You see shots coming through every single angle. Extreme would be the ones losing player first in this engagement, as No Rage will be looking to disengage from the fight. I promise you, this is too much than I can. This is more than I can handle right now, because this is a whole lot of teams. Like, what exactly is going on? Even my computer is lagging. But that being said, I'm trying to fix my graphics, because this stuff be lagging. Not my graphics on my phone though, on my PC. Ooh, I have smooth 90 FPS. Ah, don't play. How about that? Let's see. What does that look like? I don't know, it doesn't look too different. Anyway, I should focus. Cyclone Shield now also on that east. And look at this. This is a whole party going on here. Danny Brown looking like the first man in line up against the side of Extreme Gaming. Would be looking to take a couple of shots, throwing some grenades up onto the side of Extreme. Stoner upstairs has grenades in hand, the side of Extreme Gaming. Also looking to prep the grenades of their own. Shonex has got one in hand, looking to prep it upstairs. It looks like a good one, but it's not going to quite find the mark. And Molotovs to follow. They will be burning every single person upstairs. Stoner still staying alive for the time being. And more Molotovs going up the stairs. One would eventually connect as the explosion coming through from the gas can would be able to get one knock onto the side of Cyclone Shield, which is going to get started. And it's around to the shack. Manny would get spotted behind, and the side of Extreme Gaming looking to play very confidently on this one. Danny Brown will be in that little shack, and players there from Extreme Gaming looking for him, and indeed they would find him. No Rage has been driving around looking for a place to call home, but unfortunately there's one too many teams in the area. It's hard for them to stay somewhere. But that being said, I think my emulator is probably back, so I'm going to come back here. I'm just trying to get used to streaming with the emulator, because first actually it gives you a bigger screen. So that being said, we're going to pull over to another team. Disparaged also in the vicinity, Extreme Gaming in the vicinity. Everybody's in the area right now. Everybody wants a little bit of this breach action. So that's not something we see too often. I don't know if Active Gaming is still here, and it's quite impressive to see that even despite all of this, we've only lost what, 2 teams, and that's very, very interesting. So yes, I love it. I'm here for it, and I really hope you guys can show me that, you know, I'm right for waiting and expecting you guys to do this well. So it's actually very nice to see, not gonna lie. The zone would move all the way to that military island, so it starts to become a whole lot of trouble for all of the teams out here on that eastern side, because everyone has to get into the circle. Active Gaming would have taken that proactivity to get into the circle. Interesting play coming through from them. Love to see it. Oxygen holding up out there in that island. Let's show a little bit of love onto that western bridge as Dream Team looking to have a couple of teams making it on. O3 Brothers would be that team that wants to cross all the way to the other side of the bridge, coming through from that from that western side. As we see Shiva very close to Rash out here. Push would be coming in through. Cover fire coming in through. Rash actually going in for the jump. We'll see there goes the jump shot, trying to get Shiva down, and would be good for one shotgun to send him back to the lobby. And O3 Brothers now losing the scout on that one. They know exactly what is going on. They know who's on this side of the bridge. And O3 Brothers, no name, looking to make it into shots from the bottom, would connect up onto him. No name looking to drive it onto the other side of the bridge for Dream Team. They're not having him. The shots will go, and the shots actually not connecting quite yet, as No Name would make it all the way to the other side of the bridge. Love to see that one. And the rest of Dream Team now, are they going to take that? The rest of O3 Brothers, are they actually going to take that memo? Would they be trying to see if they can go for rotation? Because these are all ideas that, you know, could come through from them. A lot of teams actually now coming all the way to that western bridge. Extreme Gaming being one of those, as they're making a Dream Team now look to, wow, wait a minute, this is too much. Dream Team actually looking to get into that circle as O3 Brothers and Extreme go up against each other out there on another side of the bridge. 2 players going down. It's going to be Nexus and Ace to the side of Extreme Gaming. Things not quite going well for O3 Brothers. I did see somebody actually predict Cyclone Shield and O3 Brothers in this game, but unfortunately both teams will get taken out for that time being. Heals will be coming in through as that zone starts to close up more. This is going to be very, very interesting, because Oxygen are the only team that have pretty much a very good position in the circle. Every other person has to make it in, and that zone continues to center up on that military base. So we're going to pull over to Active Gaming, who are looking to exit from that eastern bridge, but they will be getting confronted by the side of Free Sports, as TQ would be the first man down. Rest of the players there from Free Sports out there on the bridge. Cover fire looking to come through. but Abubakar is nice shots towards his position. That will buy them a little bit of time as he fight to make it into the circle. But that thirst or those eliminations are what the side of Active Gaming wants. Skinny has to hold down for his team. Abubakar is down as Disparage look for a way into the circle. One player will be down as Dismiss is able to get that first knock. Rufai looking to just try to capitalize on that circle. Looking to use that circle straight. Not be able to find any. It's going to be allowing that rotation come through, but it's going to be Pro Noob. So actually, oh sorry, Poop Pro. To actually get the shots to connect, and more shots will be coming in through as rotations would continue from the side of Disparage to the sky. Skinny's recall would go. He takes a couple of shots. The UMP maybe not the weapon of choice for that range. So we do see Skinny though still in a bit of issues as he's able to find Dismiss. Wood is last life. We'll get that knock, get the thirst. The revive cannot come through as that zone will continue to shrink up smaller and smaller. And bro, I do not know what is going on. This is absolute chaos. This is nothing that all of these teams were expecting getting into this game. Military Island circles, they're not usually so easy to play. And many of these teams have tried. 12 teams still alive for the time being. And it's very, very tricky for all of them. Northern side of the circle being occupied by Dream Team. Same thing can be said about No Rage. One way or the other, they've made it into the circle. So rotations coming into shots going towards that side of Dream Team. None would take him out just yet, but Sad will take that stop. Green will see the player, takes a couple of shots, will get some to connect. In the floor, Sad would be, and in the floor, he will stay as they do get taken out there. Side of Men of Blood looking to capitalize on this one, getting themselves a little bit of momentum up on floor. It's not quite easy given that they lost players early on in the game. And now getting that one elimination would be making them feel at least better. Active Gaming looking for a way into the circle from that eastern edge. A lot of utils has to be used by them for the time being. They did lose a whole load of players as that zone continues to shrink up. Active Gaming would get that zone once more. See if I can pull up the map out here so you guys can see exactly what is going on. Still 12 teams alive, no gaming, bleeding out to that blue zone. Unfortunately, as we do see more rotations coming in through, 3 brothers still have one alive as Active Gaming now have to confront the side of 5 Gaming. Bro takes a couple of shots, would be able to get them to the neck. Active now stands up for some shots, but Bro onto a 2-piece. That man is on fire. Stands up, he's looking for the third, but his HP not speaking too much. As Skinny is also very low on HP. Grenades in the hand would not be a thing yet. Iceman coming in for the third party. Smoke's being deployed. The revive does seem to be the first thing on his mind. Skinny looking to grab his HP back up. One player down for the side of Active as Molotovs would come through. That is a good one to set the bird, but would not quite connect yet. The shots through the smokes would be connecting as Skinny looks to come through for the off angle from Kenny. It is working wonders for the side there of Vibe Gaming as they buy themselves a lot of time to get that revive up. Iceman is back on his feet and the push would commence. Grenade in the hand of Buji looking for that revive. As that man is looking to send it. He goes out, he's looking up on track, does go down, would not be able to get the re-knock. As Pupro able to exit the situation for the time being, but the second grenade would seal the deal for the side of Active Gaming, and that is a GG well played. Oxygen on the bottom of the hill would be spotting some of the players there from Vibe, but unfortunately wouldn't be able to take any of the shots yet. Zone. What the zone is saying out there on that left hand side. Oxygen receiving visitors in terms of Extreme Gaming. Lynx looking to take a couple of shots but not quite able to find any as the full send would come through. Lynx trying not to overextend here as the rest of Extreme form up on his position. He's got more friends as Beast does go down. First tactics also in the vicinity somewhere. Team Extreme looking very strong on their push. Wouldn't even lie. Pre-fires coming in through, not be able to get any to connect up in 1v2 is going to be Lynx, tries to go for one but would not be good enough for it as he does get felled. One player left is going to be Any, looking disconnected as Extreme Gaming. They're just racking and taking out anyone, but they do not remember that there's solos in this game. One player would go down for the side of Extreme, and that is definitely not what they were expecting. Up the top of the hill, they've got to move down as that zone would center up on the bottom. This is where it starts to get crazy. 03 Brothers loses one, 6 teams left. And the rotations have to start to come through now. From the top of the hill, No Rage has to find a way down. They're holding up with 3 elims, and they need to draw as little attention to themselves as possible because this rotation needs to come through. Extreme Gaming, they're holding such strong and paramount position in the circle. 11 eliminations to their name. They're not looking to stop anytime soon. 8 elims going up from Ronnie and Sean alone, and they will be visitors to the times there of No Rage. Oh, sorry, make that man of blood. One player would go down, but the trade is initiated as Lobby looks for the second, and he would find it. No Rage. Oh, sorry, I keep calling him No Rage because his name is Rage. Man of blood, though, holding up quite nicely, and the side of first tactics now on the side. You have to ward off Vibe Gaming with Yomite losing a whole lot of HP. I see. I'll make that Iceman loading up something for him, but Kenny doesn't have that patience, understands the memo, goes for the push, finds the instant flush to follow suit. Kenny has to hit the deck, but he would fall instead. One player left for the side of Vibe is Iceman, as Bush not quite in the vicinity yet. Dream Team still holding up quite strongly, or not Dream Team. Make that first tactics as Violence looking to grab that revive up onto Yomite. We're down to the final 4. Quite interesting fights coming in through, and he still has a very nice position. Vibe Gaming needs to grab that revive as Bougie looking to buy his team a little bit of time. Grenade in the hand, cooked. It does look quite alright. Woodland outside, but not quite finding the knock yet. Bougie looking to trace the players there from first tactics. Another grenade will go out, falling a little bit short as Violence would fall to the third party. Low-key, the side here of first tactics not looking quite alright. Molotov's coming in through. That is a good grenade. Ricochets off the wall and would fall that one player down. And another one in the same pattern to go out, but not quite finding it. Bougie understands what is going on, sends out the Molotov, but the push is going to come through. Going for the jiggle, but he would fall. The rest of Vibe Gaming not quite forming up on the situation yet as Yomites would get the thirst. Molotov to send the burn, and Yomites would fall. One more player left is going to be Dufry looking to hold down the fort for his team. The side of Metal Blood waited for this engagement to continue as they have to find a way into the circle. No team pretty much has that much of the circle. They're holding up quite nicely. Smoke's now being deployed. Vibe Gaming already up by 8 elims, 6 onto Iceman on his own as Do Fury waiting for that push. They just took out the seam, so he definitely knows there is a team there. No Rage will make that Rage from Men of Blood, going down to the shots there from Oxygen, but Oxygen would go down as we're down to 3. It's a 1v1v2. Side there of Vibe Gaming have the numbers advantage. Do Fury has to move, gets into the circle, it's down on the floor. Vibe Gaming not quite spotting him out yet. They know there is a player in that vicinity, but they will not be taking the shots quite yet as the zone now forces them to move. One more circle left, and there is nothing left for these teams to work with. Men of Blood would be able to grab the revive in the meanwhile as they stay resilient to leave this 2-man up. Utils running in low on the side of IC. Oh, he sees him, Lobby, definitely. He takes the shot, finds the knock. It's now a 2v2. Vibe Gaming up against the side there of Men of Blood. Both teams, they've been resilient all game long. Love to see that one. And Iceman and Kenny in the ground. Men of Blood using the throwables, using all smokes to buy themselves a lot of time. Talk about a play and a half coming through from them. Long grenades being sent out. That's a good one up onto Kenny's position. Would not quite hit the mark yet. Men of Blood looking to send those grenades. They have got a whole gallery of details as Iceman would come in from the side to get the knock up onto Rage. That man has been going down so often. The revive most likely wouldn't be able to come through. Iceman has the idea, so does Kenny. The push would come through. Kenny, that man is a frontline pusher. He doesn't mind going in for the side, using the smoke to his advantage, for the shot, and he would find it as the players there from Vibe Gaming would secure themselves that first win of the day, giving themselves 10 eliminations to work with it. 10 points from placement, 10 from elims, and talk about a wonderful play coming through from Vibe Gaming. You love to see that one. What? That was actually good. That was very, very good coming through from the side of Vibe Gaming. Men of Blood holding up very resilient, finishing in second place with 7 elims. You love to see that one, as the side there of First Tactics will make it to third with 2 elims. Team Oxygen in fourth place with 1. Extreme Gaming doing a whole lot of work. I enjoyed how much work they were able to put on both bridges. The side there of Extreme Gaming went on the side there of that eastern bridge, got a couple of elims, came over to that western bridge, also got themselves a couple of elims, crossed all the way to the military island and got themselves a couple of elims to 11 going through from this team. That is a wonderful play coming through from them. Hopefully they can continue to keep a full squad up going into the next game, and we'll see exactly what they can do. Dream Team in 6th position with 4, O3 Brothers in 7th with 3, Team Extremist in 8th place with none, Disparaged in 9 with 2, Free Sports in 10th with 1, Active Gaming in 11th place with 3, the side of No Gaming in 12th place with 2, Foul Play in 13th with 2, No Rage in 14th with none, Cyclone Shield in 15th with 1, and Knock and Lobby going out in 16th place with no elims. And I tell you, the MVP for this game definitely going out to Iceman there from the side there of Vibe Gaming. That man was able to pull up a whole load of elimination. I'm talking 8 elims, 897 damage going through for that player there. You definitely know he was going all out. And talk about a well-deserved chicken dinner coming through from the side there of Vibe Gaming. I have to say though, Extreme Gaming actually played this game very well. And I like the fact that in games or in situations where you know that, it's a military island circle, getting all to the other side of the bridge is not too easy, and also getting into a good position is not so easy. And then you realize that, let's just try to get as many elims as possible in order to make it into the circle. And I think that is what the side there of Extreme Gaming were able to do, getting themselves a load of eliminations before they went into that circle. So regardless of what happened, they pretty much had points to actually lay back on. So that is actually a good way to play. But that being said, that is the first game of the day. I'm being told the next game would be Sanhok, so you know how it goes. There's 4 more games to go for all of these, or actually there's 4 more games to go for today and 3 more games for the teams that have played right now in the lobby. So you've got to make every single game count. But that being said, stay safe, stay connected. I'll be right back with more games. This is the Nigerian Pro League Season 6. Do not go anywhere. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Nigerian Pro League Season 6. In case you're wondering why I'm happy like this, City is leading. Let's go. But anyway, another reason why I'm happy is because the leaderboard has been done, which means we are ready to see what changes on the leaderboard have been made. Team Vibe Gaming finishing up on top, 20 points to the name, with Team Extreme following behind with 14. And that just goes to show you that even despite finishing in a bad position, Team Extreme being able to get a lot of elims, were able to put themselves up on the top of the leaderboard. And I like the fact that they were one of the teams that I mentioned starting the game, that this is a team that you should look out for. They are very promising, and I know what they're capable of doing. And it's good to see that they're finally realizing what they can do. First Tactics in 4th, Men of Blood in 3rd, Dream Team in 5th, Oxygen in 6th position. Wait a minute, Oxygen. Oh yeah, Oxygen actually. All three brothers, Active Gaming, No Gaming, Foul Play. It's first game. I'm not going to throw out any tantrums. It's just the first game of the day. Nothing too serious. But going into this game, we have 10-11 Old Guard, 21st Century, and Afro Esports coming into it. But without further ado, Shade Adu, Ulabalu, and Oiti, let's get into the second game of the day. It's going to be none other but Sanhok. Welcome to the rough and welcome to the jungle. That's all I'm just going to say. It's going to be chaos that I'm expecting to see. Hopefully, I'll see a couple of bootcamp hot drops coming through from the teams, as we already see some jumps coming in through that playing part, taking us all the way from the south straight up to the north. 21st Century, having power disconnect. Definitely not good to in your first game of the day, so I look forward to seeing how well they'll play that one. I do know there will be a bootcamper draw because 10-11 Afro Esports, they like to land in this position, and I see a little bit of old guards in the vicinity, so I didn't see old guards before, but now I see them, so I'm gonna take it over to bootcamp. Let's see exactly what we've got going on out here in bootcamp. As we see 10-11 in the main building, Fexi Oloye actually playing today, as we've got Budgie and Kaido, the last two players active also in the vicinity as grenades will start to come out. Pushes looking to come through on the side there of 10-11. Bego downstairs going for that push, looking for that angle. Designated flanker is able to score the players on the stairs, would get the re-knock up onto TQ. And the side there of Actic, not quite looking good. Surge lose a little bit of HP. Afro Esports not quite coming in for the push just yet, as Kaido is able to get another thirst onto the side of Active Gaming. The push would come through as they've been blacked up to the side. Bego does make that Godji going down, or actually Kaido going down, Bego following suit, and Fex has to come through to save the day. Free Fire's coming in for a good throw, not quite able to get it as the VO, the explosion does come through clutch. Free Fires would be on point as 10-11 take out one team. Afro Esports not quite coming in yet. Disparaged also in the vicinity. They heard the shots, but they're not quite going in for the third party yet. Looking forward to seeing how they want to play around the whatever has just happened out there in bootcamp. But that was a clean wipe coming through from the side of 10-11. Almost looked too close out there as Active Gaming almost took them out. But unfortunately, those angles coming through from 10-11 was a little too good. So that being said, if you do not tell me that this game sound was louder than my sound, when that one starts. Anyway, these Pirates going in for the push. Afro Esports going to be watching from a distance as we see them quietly and slowly wrapping around the main building side there of 10-11, looking to go outside, looking for, oh actually they're still in the main building. Afro Esports though, they're the ones that are confusing me in this engagement because I don't seem to understand why they're not going in for the push. I feel like Afro Esports and Disparish kind of slept on this push a little bit. Zone is up to the north, so let's shed a little bit of light on that one. No hot drops quite going on any of that part. O3 Brothers sitting quietly in Painan. Extreme Gaming in Ruins. Free Sports in Camp Alpha. No Rage out there on that northern bridge of Atin. 21st century, like I said, power disconnecting, not quite what they wanted. They're gonna have to. I look forward to seeing if they would be able to. If they will be able to join, have a cute little reunion going on before they get into the circle. But anyway, that being said, who else is in the lobby? Vibe Gaming in Paradise Resorts, Extremix just in the outskirts of Paradise, and it starts to become a little bit of trouble for the side of 10-11 out here in boot camp, because getting out of boot camp now becomes a problem, because you've got so many teams just out there in the vicinity looking to gatekeep you. And there's kind of an interesting split coming through from the side there of Afro Esports. So Afro, yeah, because I see Laser down here. They've got other players on the top of the hill, I believe. Peachy is also in the vicinity as Kaido does go for the push. Shots would come up onto Kaido, but Kaido hits the deck. Would not go down yet. Swags will get spotted by Disparaged on the side. And 10-11 will be thankful for that one. Got G still in that main building. As Afro Esports now forced to play a little bit carefully. Godji trying to see if he can lay a little bit of support as Fex does come through for that push up onto Laser. Laser losing a whole lot of HP. Going downstairs with the DBS. Not quite able to find the shots, and down he would fall. Steady 11 continue to wipe out the teams out here in boot camp. Okay, I was about to say, why is my camera not switching? Anyway, Afro Esports, I've got Peachy, the last player left. I actually thought he left, but I think he's going to be staying here for the duration of the NPL. Push does look to be coming through. Fex is going to be the first man in line. Bego coming in from the side. Molotov's in the hand, launching upstairs as Peachy is able to find one player. It's Kaido who falls. Instant thirst, instant flush to come through. Bego not quite happy about that one. We see that man launching himself up to the stairs, looking for that push as Peachy jumps downstairs. They do hear that footstep. They hear the sound cues. They are going in for the push. Peachy playing a little bit around their sides, around the angles. Fex now leading the charge. Would go for the pre-fire, not quite able to get any to connect. Disparaged, not quite getting any closer. Makes me wonder what is going on. The shots from the side would come through. Peachy too low. Too many guns up against him. He goes down. BM coming in also. That's going to be a GG well played. That's the side of 10-11. Able to take down two teams. 6 elims to their name. Disparaged. At this point, Disparaged, I'm confused. Right? I'm confused because do you want to push, or are you not pushing? Do you want to land boot camp and not fight? Because so far so good, they've only been able to get one elim. 2 fights have gone through that they could have perfectly third-partied, but they were not able to third-party it. And I think the players there from 10-11 are quite aware that there's one more team out here in the vicinity. And from the way 10-11 is playing right now, it looks like they want to clear every single thing that moves out here in the boot camp. So I'll be back here to see what is going on. Meantime, we're going to take our eye to focus on the old guards as they're looking to draw closer to the players there from Men of Blood. We did see Men of Blood play a very good game in that first one, so you know they've got the momentum coming in through. Feeling a little bit confident, that is the word. He's more confident than the rest of the teams. They've got that momentum coming through. There's blood in their veins, you know, they're charging. Sparish still looking for a whole round up on that boot camp. We do see the side there of O3 Brothers drawing closer to that boot camp area. 21st century. Still out there in Kampong. No Rage going for interesting strategies here as they're going for a rotation. Not something we'd normally see too much in Sanhok. But when you've got water in the circle, it's understandable when they do that one. And I would reckon they're going all the way to Atin, trying to catch teams by surprise. Cluster does look to be happening out here in boot camp. As Disparaged drawing closer and closer to the side there of 10-11. Bego, up on 3 elims. That man is carrying, to say the least. Do you see Fex, front man? Trying to see if he can find a push and entry into that main building. O3 Brothers coming in from Painan Hill. The third party might come in anytime soon. Disparaged still staying true to their angles. Got G taking a lot of damage. Push is coming in through, and that's going to be O3 Brothers now with the third party. And one thing I know, if you're a team in boot camp, that is one thing you hate the most, when Painan boys start to third party or come through from the top of the hill. 6 eliminations, not enough for the side of 10-11. To see the side of Men of Blood getting started on that side with the players there from Old Guards. Magic would find the return knock as we see Zani trying to see if he can find a little bit of a revive coming through up onto his teammate Chief. Push would come through. Magic takes some shots through the smoke. Looking for Cole, but will not find him just yet as he draws in closer. Side of Men of Blood playing very, very split right now. And it's not really working out for them as Magic losing so much HP. But he's going to stay true to the push. He's up in a 1v2. Cole will fall as Creed comes in for the support. SFK in their hand looking for the shots. Some would connect, some would not. As he goes to the top of the hill, out of bullet, has to switch over to the M4. Takes a couple of shots. Zani staying resilient, but eventually goes down as Men of Blood pushing with so much aggression. Interesting to see Nell, the last player left, losing a ton of HP to the third party from the top of the hill as he's losing too much HP. Going in for the push is good for one, but not another as he would fall. Going back to the lobby, Men of Blood. Losing one in this engagement would be rage. And at this point, I'm going to put out the petition. Bench rage, you know. Man's been getting knocked awfully for an awful lot. I think probably needs to sit out a couple of games just get himself back in shape. But who knows? Maybe he also needs to play a couple more games to get himself also in shape. But someone who is not going to be getting in shape in this game is going to be Mash Piredo, my guy, from First Tactics, as they're facing the side of 21st Century. They lose 2 players on the engagement now. As Violence and Dufury, the last 2 players left. Revive looking to come through from Violence, but I don't know. I don't think that revive is going to be allowed as Baby does come through looking for the shots through the smoke. Violence is good to find one. The grenade taking him down in return. Side there of 21st Century looking strong even as a 3-piece. Dufury, last player left. Not quite close to the team. Does look to be disconnected for the time being. Hey, yeah, that's sad. Sad for the side of First Tactics. We're seeing a whole lot of disconnected beings in the lobby. That's it's getting concerning. It's getting really concerning. Anyway, that zone does look to get smaller. No rage, making it all the way to the shores of Camp Alfred. Look to be stopping there and we'll be making the rotation from there on out. O3 Brothers still out there going for that, looking for that third party. Onto the side there of the Bootcamp boys. O3 Brothers not quite committing to the bootcamp, understandable given that that zone has not really decided where it wants to go for the time being. So it would be a nice play if they're not going to push up into that position, at least not yet. Anyway, I want to check my sound to gunshot ratio. All right, I think we're good. Anyway, Knock and Lobby, a team that I saw play very well in the WAPL. Keeping a close eye on them to see if they can replicate that performance that I saw from them. I don't know if it was the WAPL or if it was the other league. I don't remember, but I just know like they actually did do a good job going into that tournament. So I'm keeping my eye out on them, seeing if they can continue and replicate that performance. Balablu, the man, the myth, the legend himself, he did seem to do a lot of work for the team, so that's why I was keeping a close eye on him. Extreme Gaming still holding it up on that eastern bridge of Kampalfa, on northern bridge of Ruins. Society of Vibe Gaming out there on the northern bridge. They're very close to the side of Knock and Lobby. Pretty sure Knock and Lobby is aware of them being in this place. It's a question of how much information they're able to gather right now. We've kind of got into that soft part of Sanhok. Disparaged, finally going for that push onto the side of 10-11. Bego to find one, but not anymore. 6 elims would be where the side of Disparaged would tell them to draw the cap. So they would eventually take them out. I feel like Disparaged could have gotten more elims onto this one, but unfortunately they were not quite able to. O3 Brothers now deciding to come through for the third party. This is a nice one. Grenades being sent out by the side of Disparaged, buying himself a lot of time. As Evil Nexus sends a nade upstairs, Shin is able to avoid that one just in the nick of time. Disparaged now up as a full squad as O3 Brothers able to grab themselves 2 elims from this engagement. They're looking to continue up on the push. Grenades being sent out. Same thing can be said about grenades as O3 Brothers now coming in closely, slowly but surely. As more grenades will be coming in through. Not quite able to find any knock. O3 Brothers. They're trying to stay true to this push, looking for the rest of their teammates. Shiva now in the vicinity. That man pushing quite confidently. Love to see that one. This drawing in closer. Disparage looking for an angle before they start this engagement. Love it as Chaos is looking for that off angle. Same thing can be said about Array. As Array now does get spotted on that move by Shiva. Information being relayed. Now they know they have less players to push. What are they going to do with that information? It does look like they want to draw in closer. No Name leading the charge as they start up the push onto the side of Disparaged. Disparaged really falling back on this one. They do not want that smoke. As Miss and Shin looking to hold on Molotovs to prevent a little bit of the motion from O3 Brothers. Expecting a more aggressive push from the O3 Brothers, but I understand they do not have too much information. Falling back a little bit, looking for an entry with the grenade as Miss. Might just receive that one. Not quite going down to it yet. Chaos angle has been spotted as Shiva would find him. No Gaming Archer looking to come through for the third party from Paradise Hill. They hear the shots as No Name now. I understand the push coming through from O3 Brothers. They're also looking for angles of theirs. As Ace, he knows there is one player in the vicinity and he wants to push up onto that one. Pushing it from the left-hand side. Miss on the shorelines. He definitely sees these players. Not quite taking the shots quite yet. Or maybe he doesn't actually. He's falling back a little too much. O3 Brothers now would be capitalizing on that push. Shiva, No Name, looking for the angle as No Name finds himself on the top of main building. Ace would be the first in line. It's nice angles coming through from O3 Brothers. They see it. Disparaged. All clumped up in one building except for Mess. And Ace has got grenades in hand. Looking for that entry. Zone will continue to push up. A little bit of bootcamp still in play, but it's more of Camp Alpha. Free Esports looking to have a good position on that one. In case you do not know what I'm talking about, there it is. O3 playing this very carefully, playing the waiting game and the patience game with the side of Disparaged. It would work out in terms of getting the elims, but when we start to talk about getting into the circle after the fight, that's where trouble starts, you know. O3 Brothers now losing a little bit of patience as we already see them going in for the push. Shiver coming through from the side, drawing closer to the side of Disparaged, and would find the first knock up onto Array. Instant thirst to follow suit, and O3 Brothers looking to get started. Miss still out there on the side, not quite taking any shots yet as Chaos and Shin in an absolute bad state. Shin who's going to receive a grenade to the face. As No Gaming finally coming through for the third party. The rest of O3 Brothers now coming for the push. No Name losing a lot of HP on the push, but would not quite stop as the shots would come through. Shiva good for one and make that two as Disparaged lose more on that engagement. Ace definitely aware of that push coming through from Miss. Would find Miss down and takes him back to the lobby. No Gaming heard all of that. They do not seem to want a little bit of the smoke as 21st Century now get started with Extremist on the south. Same thing can be said about Knock and Lobby and Vibe Gaming on the north as Kenny looking to get his HP back up. He's getting pushed. One player down for the side of Men of Blood make that two as Creed is down. Lobby the last player to hold it up. They lost Rage early on in the engagement and Lobby just looking to fall back. Such a tricky position for the side of Men of Blood, given that Free Sports is out there on the top of the hill doing a whole lot of third-party work in this one. But man is on his alternate JP strats, man. Kale! Ta-ta-ta-ta. Asare. Ta-ta-ta. Sare. Ta-ta. Ikiya. Ikiya masa. No time to check time. No time to waste. That is why Rolexes do not make skirts. But anyway, Lobby looking to run away from the engagement. Rufaido. He's got an AWM in hand. I don't know if he sees the player running. He definitely doesn't. He's got his eye on Camp Alpha. Actually, Knock and Lobby. Out there in the blue zone, we've got Extreme going up against Extremists. We want to figure out who the real Extreme is. Shots coming through. Senior Boy would lose a lot of HP. 21st Century also in the vicinity. And that zone looking to favor the trifecta region a lot. This is going to be trouble. This is spelling danger actually for all of the teams in the lobby right now, because there is no team in the lobby except for No Rage. This team happened to be a very rotational based team. I'm not going to fight against it, but I'm just going to say with that new point system coming through, you might want to do a lot more in terms of the leagues. But anyway, one player will fall for the side of Extremists is going to be Wolf, as Extreme Gaming able to even the tides. Choco's got a very good angle on the top of the bridge, hence why he's able to find those knocks from the side of Extreme. Zombie looking to make a move. He's been spotted on that push, as more shots will be coming in through. Choco now, he is the backbone of this push, and I think he understands that he cannot quite go down yet, hence why he's getting that HP back up. Extreme senior boy trying to launch a couple of grenades, but he's receiving some himself, as Dollars is prepping yet another one. Headshots would connect, buying himself a little bit of time, and the knock did come through. Or actually, the knock did not come through. Dollars is able to get his own knock, as Zombie did fall down to the blue zone. Choco, the last player left. That zone is getting smaller, which means revive's not too possible. At least not for the time being. Ejokini scores. Wait, team scores. Well, it's not quite looking good for the side of Extreme. They've lost one more. Choco, the last player left on the top of the bridge. And like I said earlier, he's got a good position. It's down to what he can do to it. Doesn't have too many first aids left, just 3. He might just decide to let the side of Extremists escape for this one. I mean, that was what I would do. Try to capitalize on getting into the circle instead. Does have a road in. Free Sports now had to move from the bridge. It's very tough coming down from that Camp Alpha bridge, especially when you know that there is a team out here. Knock and Lobby though doing a good job finding one knock up onto Free Sports, but No Rage are not looking to let this rotation come through from the side there of Knock and Lobby. They are sending all sorts of shots towards their direction. Like the idea, and I like the awareness coming through from the side of No Rage. Knock and Lobby now finding themselves in a tricky position, as Vibe Gaming is also in the vicinity. Do see a lot of pushes coming through, as Free Sports looking to draw closer on the top of that hill. Pulling over to them. They've got quite the high ground, making Ishiki in a very tough spot. And I think to be in this position, you need a vehicle, right? And this team's not having vehicle is where problem starts, because it's very tough to make it down the bottom of this hill, or to even make it around this vicinity without vehicles. And we're about to get yet another zone shift, as the zone does center up on the side of No Rage. A couple of teams out there in the blue zone going for the heel strat. O3 brothers now in the circle. They've made it over from boot camp. Nexus still on the shorelines. Same thing can be said about Shiva and the rest. Shiva though holding 6 Ilium. Somebody needs to stop this man. Knock and Lobby though continuing on the prowess, as we do see a couple of knocks coming through up on the side there of Free. Bala Blue holding it up on the bottom of the hill. Captain needs to get revived. Ishiki now being backed up to the side of the blue zone. There's only so much you can do. Rumsey's head is being spotted, but it's a sexy grenade from Rumsey. 2-piece taking down the side here of Knock and Lobby, and you just love to see it. That grenade is not so easy to land, and he was able to do it. At this point, Rumsey, you might as well just go down. Molotov to follow through. Not quite able to get the burn, but Free Sports, the work is done. Getting into the circle should be the main priority, as No Rage Sports now face their sights onto the side of Knock and Lobby, looking for a way into the circle. Pop Smoke is the one who's watching, as Hawkeye running freely. Pop Smoke spots him out for a quick second there, but will not take him out just yet. Side of Free Sports in a very, very tough position. They need to get into the circle, and it's going to be so hard, given that Lobby from Men of Blood is also holding a very dirty angle. I think this is the part where O3 brothers might want to push in, and also the side where No Rage would want to spread their wings a little bit more. You know, go outside a little bit, get some angles, get some plays. That zone centers up smaller again. No Rage, they have paid the zone gods. Same thing can be said about O3 brothers. We're going to be pulling over to the next screen, as we see Falking Top C looking for knocks. 21st Century also finding a way into the circle, as Jagaban from Free Sports is able to find a knock up onto No Rage. And if No Rage Sports continue to lose player, this is actually going to spell doom for them. Jagaban is already close to the vicinity. Pop Smoke is down. Armani is coming through from the side to get the knock. Pre-fires would connect, and Armani with that sick pick would be able to get one knock. But Free Sports, they continue up on the push, as Hawkeye able to get a redemption. The side of 21st Century pushing up onto O3 brothers, as O3 lose 2. Ace, the front man, Nexus, the man behind, trying to see if he can find the knock. Would not be able to get any to connect just yet. I just realized my phone sound is not on. As Ace is looking for the knocks, he's able to find yet another. Baby hitting the deck, has to find a heal. He finds it and he's going for the push. Doesn't mind, he knows how many players are down. Nexus is in the water. FPP switch is going to come through. Ace very low on HP, not going down yet. Mollies are what needs to be deployed, but the shots from the side would find O3 Brothers as they lose more. Revive will come through onto the side of 21st Century. Free Esports still holding on to their end against No Rage. Love to see that one happening on the side. 5 heliums to the name and they're still holding up quite nice. That zone started to close up smaller and smaller. Nexus, the super solo, left for the side of O3 Brother. Doesn't want to give up, but he's very low on utils. No nades, no throwables. Only 2 smokes in the backpack. And you start to wonder just as much of what he can do. The compounds are the only things in the circle right now. No Rage, not quite in the right buildings. Same thing can be said about Free Esports. O3 Brothers, Nexus, quite close to the zone. 21st Century down to 3. Love to see that one as they're up by 9 elims. You love to see that one. They came through fragging. And Nexus's position already been exposed. Grenades going towards his side. He loses a chunk of HP. Roy has got yet another one being cooked up to that position. It is a good one. Molotovs to get the knock. Or to get that burn. Nexus definitely on fire. Not in a good manner as his HP does get chunked down to the minimum. DBS from the side not quite getting the knock as the push would come through. 21st Century looking for that knock as they're playing from different angles. But Nexus able to get himself out of this situation for quite a while. Gets the knock up onto Roy. But it's not enough. No Rage now. They have to push up the hill. They're down to 2. Top C trying to look for a flank from the side. Baby would spot him out. Taking the shots. Not quite able to find the knock. Can we do draw screen here? Yes, we can. Pop Smoke, Baby, looking for the knock. Pop Smoke still in the building. Top C on the side, looking for the flank. Roy very low on HP. 21st Century still up as a 3-man squad. Baby has got eyes on that position being held by Pop Smoke. A grenade to the door. A little bit pre-cooked, not quite finding the mark yet. Top C on the floor looking for that knock. He spots Baby out, but he's not quite able to find that knock yet. As the rest of 21st Century, they get the memo. Baby is very, very bent. And you just got to admire the focus coming through from Baby up onto Pop Smoke's position. He knows that's where that player is. But Baby does get spotted in the meanwhile by Top C. And Top C also does get spotted. Pop Smoke, now in a 1v2 situation, has to push up the hill. As revives, HPs have to come back up. The thirst would come through. 21st Century get the memo. Shots through the smoke as Pharaoh finds it. And that will be 21st Century getting themselves the second chicken dinner of the day. How they won this game, I have no idea. They're like the last team that I would have said, you know what, if there is one team that would actually get this chicken dinner, I did not think it was going to be 21st Century. They did not land well to start with. They had one player off on the off angle, and that player was Power. They lost Power early, which means they had to play this game as a 3-man squad. But even as a 3-man squad, they were still able to play well. That is nice to see. That's what, 13 elims, if I'm not mistaken. 13 eliminations. That is just so nice. No Rage getting the placements, but not that elim factor. And I get it, but I'm just going to say No Rage Sports, you really need to start putting up those points up on board, especially from eliminations, because they did have a very strong position. They could have taken a whole lot of third-party action on that fight between Knock and Lobby and Free Sports, but they did not. And Free Sports came down the hill, still got the knock, reduced them to 2 players. That was not so nice. O3 Brothers trying so hard, but unfortunately, Nexus leaving that little island, Love Island, was where problems started because that cover fire was not quite there. Shiva carrying hard though, able to get them 10 eliminations in total. O3 Brothers, they finish in 3rd. 4th place will be decided of Free Sports with 6 elims. Magic and the players there from Men of Blood in 5th position with 6 elims. No Gaming in 6th with none. Knock and Lobby in 7th with 1. Vibe Gaming in 8th place with 3. Extreme in 9th place with 2. Extremist in 10th place with 1. Disparaged in 11th with 2. 10, 11 in 12th place with 6. 13th will be First Tactics with 1. Old Guards in 14th with none. Afro Esports in 15th with 1. And Active Gaming in 16th place with none. To be honest, that was actually a good game. Not gonna lie, I enjoyed myself, and I like the fact that Sanhok ended up that way. What we did not really expect was really what happened, and I love to see that one. 21st Century defeating the odds and making it into the game was absolutely wonderful, and I think it's just the confidence that comes with momentum. Getting the likes of O3 Brothers or taking out the likes of O3 Brothers definitely gives you a whole lot of ginger for yourself, and I think the fact that every fight that they took, they always allowed them get that revive was what really kept themselves alive in that fight. So you love to see that one. Nice proactivity coming through from Baby and Pharaoh. They were able to hold on quite well, so it was beautiful to see coming through from there. No rage, like I did say, they're doing a low lot. They're doing good in terms of placements, but when it comes to those elims, they're not quite getting it. So I would really like to see No Rage Sports step up the game. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all I'm going to be saying for this game, as we've got 3 more games to go for today. We're heading into the next game of today. I do not know if it is Miramar or Erangel, but whichever one it is the PUBG Mobile. Hey, it is the Nigerian Pro League season 6. And I will be right back with the rest of the games coming through for today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nigerian Pro League Season 6. Things are beginning to shape up for the third week of the day. I'm saying that because we've seen 2 games so far, which means a couple of teams have been able to put points up on board, but without wasting any more time, I'm showing you what the leaderboard says as of the time being. Before, we did see Vibe Gaming up on top, and I think Vibe Gaming sat out. Actually, they played that second game, got themselves 4 more points, as they're sitting out there with 24 points. But look at that, 21st Century able to get just as many points as Vibe Gaming was able to in 2 games, in just 1 game. 23 elims, 23 points coming through from the side there of 21st Century. You love to see that one. So they're holding up quite nicely in second. Men of Blood still holding third. O3 Brothers able to make it all the way to fourth. Team Extreme doing also good numbers. Old Guards, Afro Esports, Cyclone Shoot, Foul Play not quite doing too well. And I'm Foul Play has only played 1 game, and I believe they're coming into this game for their second game of the day, so we're keeping an eye out on them to see how well they do. But you know how it goes. No further time to waste. We are going to be heading into the third game of today. So it was Erangel. So we'll be having fun in Erangel, the holy grounds of Erangel that never proved to be holy, because there is always so much engagement that go on. Playing path taking us all the way from the waters of Severity, taking us down straight to that military base. Nothing too crazy, nothing too serious. I'm really looking forward to seeing where Cyclone Shield would land, and seeing right now that they're already off the plane, it does look like they would not be landing again in Primorsk. They'll be going for more of that eastern drop towards that mansion area. It's kind of interesting. I'd really like to hear from the side of Cyclone Shield to hear what really inspired that change in drop location. Our zone looking very nice. It's going to center up just quite nicely up on that western side. Not too much water, not a couple of playable areas. We have Mount Everest in play, there's Pochinki in play, Potato Hill also in play, you've got Rozok Hill in play, a couple of places on the north. So it's an interesting circle. It does look like one of those circles that would push towards that southwestern side, probably around that Gatska area. So we'll be looking forward to seeing where this zone would eventually push us to, going through to the rest of the games. We're beginning to see a little bit of skirmishes, a little bit of landing players looking too close for comfort. 10-11 being one of those teams, as they're sitting out there in Yasnaya Poliana. We're beginning to see that fight go through. They have 1 player down. It's going to be God G. Nothing too nice for them, as No Rage able to find themselves an angle, and that's if it's Amani that got that knock. Yes, it did. It was. That's pretty much a nice landing split coming through from the side of No Rage Esports, and I think that just comes through from knowing that, you know, out here where we land, we have a couple of friends. We might be able to, you know, get a couple of elims out here. Cyclone Shield, I thought they did go for a more eastern draw, but it does turn out that they will be staying on the edges of Yasnaya Poliana. Makes me wonder what the gist about Yasnaya Poliana is. Everybody does seem to want a piece or a chunk of that part of the circle. Interesting to see. I was talking to Stoner earlier on today. Mans was like, you know what, man, I'm just good like that. Being out here in the team of Cyclone Shield, making me play better. Nothing too special. That just goes on to tell you just how well teamwork goes into how good a player, you know, performs in tournaments. But anyway, that being said, we'll keep an eye out on Cyclone Shield in general, see exactly what they're able to do, see see what they've got in mind. 10-11 on the other hand, able to get that revive. Oh, actually not able to get that revive. But Bego does coming through, tries to get that knock, but oh, wait a minute, tries to get the revive, but would find a trade instead, as Amani would fall for the side there of No Rage. Looking at the interview coming through from 10 and 8, from Bego, said they're here to ruin the dreams, to kill the dreams of every other team in the lobby that has hopes of winning the NPL. Right now they've lost 1 player. They're able to get the trade, sending out a statement to the side of No Rage, as No Rage looking to stay on the outskirts. I feel like No Rage, I don't get this play coming through from them. I don't know if they came in for the support or if they came in to take out just 1 player, because I'm pretty sure they saw the rest of 10-11 land in Yasnaya. So it kind of baffles me to see that this is the type of push that they would have opted for. And I've expected to see more of a city hold coming through from No Rage, where they're actually gatekeeping the side there of 10-11 from either getting into Yasnaya or from or keeping them from because actually keeping them from getting further into Yasnaya would keep them from getting more loot, right? So like if you do decide to push, they're most likely not going to have so much util or so much stuff to work with. But I said no rage. They've been playing quite passively for the whole of today. It kind of gets me worried as to how well they would perform in the long run, especially given that new point system that we've got. On the outskirts of Yasnaya, we do have the side of Disparaged, looking very close to First Tactics. Violence is going to be the man in the compound. Don't see the rotation coming through from Disparaged. Going to be trying to stay as quiet as possible, but I think Disparaged may have just spotted that man in the camping tower. But here comes the push. They are trying to bait out that shot. Array might just take the brunt for it. It does look to be the one on the outskirts. I do not know if Disparaged wants to hold this compound or not. But Violence trying to stay as quiet as possible. The rest of his teammates are still out there in the stall bar. You're not quite forming up on him just yet. It's surprising. It's interesting to see. It's loading grenades. And I promise you right now you want to stay quiet rather than make any noise that will make the side there of Disparaged want to push up to you. Shin getting into the buggy. I think they came in for a sweep. Realizing that this is probably not the best of positions to hold. Really looking forward to seeing what Icy will do about this one. Aredo in the vehicle. Baiting out a lot of shots. He wants to go for that vehicle, but Violence is realizing that, you know what, instead of risking my position where I know I might only get one elim and get taken out, I might as well just allow the side of Disparaged do their thing and leave me alone. And it's a nice play coming through from him. It's beautiful trigger discipline, if you ask me. You don't really get to see that too often. This is actually zone 1. There's no reason to be so aggressive or to be so hot-tempered, to get greedy. So it's nice. It's nice. Away. This thing don't misbehave. Away. Wahala. Da. Anyway, we'll be fine. We'll deal with it. Afro Esports out there in Muta, holding up on that south. They're looking quite alright. Nothing too worrisome. Dream Team on that southern bridge, on that western bridge of the military island. This time they're up here as a full squad. We did see them try to pull up a bridge camp in the first game. Did not quite come out well for them. They'll be fine, at least for the time being. 10-11 still out there in Yasnaya. Those three teams still holding up quite alright. Make that oxygen. Looking to have a little bit of company as the side of Cyclone Shield. Danny Brown driving a little too close to comfort. Definitely sends out some shots towards the side of old gangsters, old guards, letting them know that there's guys in here. We are strong. We can take you out. Cyclone Shield not quite looking for any of the other players in Yasnaya. They're bent on looking for vehicles. Nice play coming through from them. Men of Blood making their exit out of Pochinki. Side of foul play in Severny. Did get special requests from foul play to show them a lot today. But we'll just be going through all of the teams and seeing where they stay for the time being. No Rage still holding up as a 3-man squad. Wow, 2. Oh, please don't. Okay, at least Topsy is moving. Because Pop Smoke and Deji are just, doing them. Anyway. Disparaged, we saw them rotating around. Thankfully, still up as a full-man squad. Trying to gather more vehicles. Trying to gather themselves more loot. They did go for a very split-up rotation up. Or a very split-up landing on that northern side. Got a couple of players there from foul play around them. Shane in a little bit of trouble here. Not quite realizing. Side of Disparaged, they're still around. So, them man are just driving around looking for better loot. Looking for places to land. I like the fact that regardless of the fact that they went for split loots, they're staying together. Rather than holding ridiculous splits around. Staying together, trying to gather information on each other. Or trying to loot together. That would be the word. Using the market, buying themselves a couple of stuff to use. It's kind of a good play. I think this idea of foul play, they've kind of caught a glimpse of what is going on here, as they do look to be surveilling the area, realizing that that building is not looking the way it's supposed to look for the time being. Foul play coming in with only 3 players. Lone Wolf, Station 5, and Sharmut. Talking to Station 5 earlier today. Mans was just out here saying, fear my return and watch me while I make this man spit. Foul play, not quite able to get any shots to connect up onto the side of Disparaged. Shin gonna be the last man to get out of dodge. And is making his way out. Sharmut's very, very bent on looking for that knock. Would not be able to find it for the time being. Zare, loses a lot of HP, but will not go down yet. Foul play, staying alive, able to get themselves a couple of damage done. Sparish stay alive once more. Extreme. Ooh. In the center of the circle, somewhere around Gatka, drawing closer to the side here of Knock and Lobby, who is out here with a full squad now. We've got the Elder, Agbalag by himself, in the lobby. Holding it up. They are aware of this idea of extreme gaming, at least in the vicinity. That zone does look to favor, like I said, it does look like one of those zones that will be going all the way towards that southwestern side, towards the Gatka area, and indeed that is what we have out here. But out here in Pochinki Hill, we have Afro Esports going up against Men of Blood, as they're looking for intro knocks up onto Creed, who's not really with his teammates, but they're within nading range, so that works. Cyclone Shield going up against the side there of 10-11. It is a couple of pickups on rotation, as Fex would be the last player left for the squad. Shots going out towards the position there of Creed. He's still going to stay alive for the time being. Men of Blood hoping that players there from Afro Esports would come through for that push. Still looking to buy themselves a little bit of time. They're out here on Pochinki Hill, so it's a good position to be on. Doesn't look like they want any of the smoke though, as Neo out there in the front lines, taking a lot of shots, but will not go down here. Same thing can be said about Peachy and Swags on the side. As Swags would go down, Peachy still remains alive, but with very little HP. Laser looking to get approached by the side here of Magic, as Neo would fall. Creed having those good angles, and he's doing in the work. The push is going to come through. Rage looking for that flank angle, loses a whole lot of HP on the vehicle, but the distraction has been set. The push would come through from the side. Laser would lose a lot of HP, but it's good for 1. Make that 2. Creed on the side going up against Peachy. He's going to run out of bullets, takes a couple of more shots, and will get the wipe. That was a very close call for the side of Men of Blood, but they would stay alive for the time being as they reign conquerors of the hill on Pochinki. That was very close. That was very, very close. A little too close for comfort, if you ask me. No gaming. They've not really put up so much play coming into today, but right now they're going up against our first tactics. 1 knock would be found. Doesn't look like, it does look like they want to capitalize on that one as they're going in for the push. Rusty on the side, going in with the Bugatti, looking for the run over, would not get it as it does come through for the crash. Soul is down, and Revive would come through as the rest of first tactics though. 2 players holding up, sending the shots back and forth. It's going to be Dolly doing a whole lot of damage. I do not know how far they are or how close they are in terms of grenades. Shots would find a little bit of no keys as the vehicle explosion would take him out. Guns on the side looking for the flank. Would not find it just yet. As first tactics looking to buy themselves a little bit of time. They've gotten 1 knock, but they're not quite going for that push yet. Trying to look for the long range engagement. Dufuri would get 1 knock, but he loses a whole lot of HP and will go down because of it. Dolly very low on HP, loses more. As no gaming, they're putting in so much work. So looking for the flank, coming through with the vehicle. He's able to find that off angle. Has to pop that heel first. 21st century now, getting approached by that last player there from 10-11. Dolly does get spotted. A couple of shots towards his direction. No gaming are aware. And I feel like now they know there is no more time to waste. There is no point playing this anymore passively. As so, looking to go in for that crash. Grenades landing towards the side there of Icy. Would not be able to connect. into the molly. He lands. Soul would fall. Dolly would go down as the rest of No Gaming come through for the supports. Rusty looking for the shots from the side, would not be able to find it. The Thirst would come through. The Fury holding up, very low on HP, has to hit the deck and would eventually fall as No Gaming get themselves 4 eliminations to their name. That zone centers up quite nicely, goes all the way towards that eastern side. So we do see the players there from all three brothers looking very close, a little too close to comfort, or for comforts, to the side there of foul play. Cyclone Shield also looking for a rotation into the circle from that south. Foul play in the compounds, looking to try to gather information on what is going on. Wrong screen. Alrighty, we're back on my phone because why not? Anyway, foul play, looking to hold up quite nicely, but I jinxed it. Station 5 would go down. Shiva is able to find that off angle. And all three brothers now coming for that full send. We see Nexus still on the top of the hill, but the full send will come through as Shiva, that man, a fragger for the squad, looking to come through in the compound. He's got grenades in hand. But Nexus is going to be able to find a knock up onto Sharmut. One player will be left for the side there. Of foul play, it's a sexy grenade from Shiva. Like I said earlier, someone needs to stop this man. What a nade. Damn, bruv. You've got to relax, my guy. Jeez. Anyway, it's a nice play. Play and a half, if you ask me. 21st Century able to make it into center of the circle. They played that Sanhok game and won as a 3-man squad. And you know what they said? They're like, you know what, baby? Sorry, not baby. Pharaoh, sit out. Don't play. Don't worry. We can continue to 3-man this game. Alrighty. But anyway, things looking quite jiggy and bob. 21st Century out there in their chopsticks. Easy to get into these chopsticks, hard to get out. So they're going to hope that chopsticks remain in the circle for the time being. Men of Blood, we did see them take out the side there of Afro Esports. Pretty sure they're feeling more confident right now. Extreme Gaming holding up as a 4-man squad. They're currently in the center of the circle. Love to see that one. Disparish coming in from that northern edge. As we see Chaos making it in. Shin looking to go for a little bit of airdrop. Do not know what weapon he was able to find in there. But having that extra gear does seem to work out well. Anyway, it does look like No Gaming making a move into the circle. Disparaged, we get the first knock. Doesn't look like they want to really capitalize on that one. They're currently around the headshot heels. Shane looking to draw closer, trying to gather as much information. Keys within in range. Looking for that knock, but will not find it just yet as Disparaged looking to capitalize on that circle instead. It's an interesting play coming through from them as we do get that zone shift. It's a brutal one. Goes for a hard shift to the south. Dream Team looking good. They have pretty much one of the only compounds in the circle. Old guards also. They have a pretty good position out there in the circle too. As we do see shots now coming in through. Disparaged. Wasted a lot of time on this fight. And now they have to send it onto the side there of Cyclone Shield. I was about to say Crystal Palace there. Danny Brando, he's got company. There's no gaming in the vicinity with him. His guns very low on HP now as the rest of Cyclone Shield would form up on the vicinity. Rota's got the high ground. He's able to find the shots and he's able to get them. Rest of No Gaming though having to deal with the players there from Disparaged. Shane would fall. He's looking for that thirst but would not be able to find it. Disparaged. I really do not understand the play that I'm seeing coming through from them. It's not really aggressive, but old guards on the south looking to face off against the side there of Knock and Lobby. Nell on his lone storm trying to hold up the rest of his teammates in vehicles, looking to come through for the support, and they would arrive. Chief on the flank would be able to get a little bit of an angle as the rest of Knock and Lobby at the top of the hill looking for grenades into the building, would not be able to find any. The push would come through. Ishiki takes a lot of damage and he would fall. Chief coming through for the rest of the shot as Abalaba the Elder is here to try to even down the tides, but he's not quite able to do so as Nell, expectant of him, would get that knock and would get him down. But grenades now going down, looking for that thirst, looking for a knock at least. But how can Lobby? They're doing more damage onto their teammates than they are onto the side of Old Guards. But here comes Chief up the top of the hill, DBS in hand, looking to do the work. He's able to find one. Balablue able to get a little bit of a trade as he's looking for that push coming through. Old Guards would be able to get themselves beautiful 4 points. So they're able to get the wipe. The blue zone is now pushing up. As this zone, not the nicest. Those three brothers, they heard the noise. They want a little bit of the third party action coming in through. As the shots will come through, Zani would fall. As Old Guards now getting gate kept by the side of O3 brothers. Cole looking for that push into the circle, but Shiva is going to spot him out, sends him down into the grass, and he's going to fall suit. As all three brothers, they're holding up their angles. No name going to continue up on that push as they're going for the chase up onto Nell. He's in a burning buggy. There's only so far he can go. The shots will begin to rain towards his position, but that vehicle cannot survive for too long. Chip also trying to make it in. The Tesla doing the most. And Old Guards, one way or the other, they're able to stick that rotation in and make it all the way to that southern edge. But Extreme on the north, still going to continue up on the fight as they get crashed by the side of Disparate. Miss, finding himself in a whole lot of danger. He's good for one, but from the window, make that a third party. 21st Century would get the knock. On the edge of the circle, the push cannot come through as all of them would have to stay quiet. Oxygen in a little bit of a skirmish of their own as they're taking a whole load of damage. They do go down to the side of Cyclone Shield, and this is a lot of chaos going on in every single part of that circle. Now, this is why I want to use my emulator, because my phone will be deciding to do 40 things whenever it just wants to. Are we back though? Let's see. Am I back? Yes, I'm back. I don't know if I'm back with sounds. But anyway, no rage, still alive on this one. I want to take a quick peek at them to see if they've got a little bit of eliminations going on, as that zone is not too nice. Everyone has to send it into the open field. So three brothers have got the best of positions in the circle. 21st Century holding up in the Shark. I feel like they could have sent one player to actually hold down the fort in the circle, because right now 21st Century is focusing so much on Extreme Gaming, who is outside the circle, that they might not just be able to get into that circle when the time is here. Extreme Gaming looking to get into vehicles, looking for that rotation as they're looking to go in for that western one. But all three brothers, they're here for the shots. They want that smoke, as you can already see them taking in the shots. Already up to 5 minutes. And 21st Century now find themselves in a whole load of danger. All three brothers would be sending the shots to their location as Dream Team does get started. Shots would come through as Shiva finds that intro knock up onto Extreme Gaming. More shots would fly, but will not connect as Nexus up on the front line, pushing up onto Extreme Gaming. Choco trying to make it into the circle with that buggy, but he's going to lose a whole load of HP. Definitely not a side to be focused on right now, as all three brothers looking for flank into the circle. It will be Shiva. Nexus continue up on the push, sees the players in the grass but cannot quite find any as he's going to go down. But here comes Shiva from the side. He's looking for the push. Spots running in the vehicle, not quite able to get him down, but the vehicle explosion will do the work. The rest of all three brothers looking for the flank. Choco is down for Extreme. Senior Boy now has to push up the hill, gets that thirst as the Ilims is what he's looking for, but the run over coming through from Ace would be able to seal the damage. 10 points for the side there of O3 brothers from Elims only, and now they are the ones being kept. The side there of Dream Team, they heard the noise, they want the fight. 21st Century, one way or the other, still alive on the north as the side of Old Guards now push up onto Dream Team. Grenades being sent out to their location, but Chief and Nell, a very promiscuous duo, they're still holding up quite nicely. 21X looking to get closer to the side of Dream Team, and if Dream Team are not quite able to handle the side there of Old Guards as quickly as possible, they might just get taken out from behind. As we can see, 21st Century drawing in closer and closer. They do not have any attention on their side. All three brothers now looking to find a way into that compound as they're coming through for that crash. This is where it starts to become chaotic, as everybody now has to be in the compound. 4 teams left, and all 4 teams looking for a way into the compound. Old Guards and Dream Team already in the vicinity as 21st Century with lose one. Baby falls. Power looking for a way into the circle, but that blue zone is not helping matters. He's got a couple of smoke smokes being set up, but it's only a matter of time before he's open like the bum of a chicken when the breeze blows. But anyway, Power making it into the circle, comes from the side, a lot of shots towards his position as Archer would find him, but Dream Team doing a good job, securing 8 elims, and this is exactly what they needed to do. They had to clear out one of those teams so they do not get third party by the other, and now they can focus, push up onto the side there of Old Guards, but not before all 3 brothers make their way in. And all 3 brothers are looking for a flank. Very interesting play, trying to get as much angles on the compound as possible. Game awareness coming in through, that is nice. 3 brothers having 2 on the side. Dream Team still alive with 3. Old Guards with 2. 4 eliminations to the name Old Guards. They've been holding up quite nicely as a dual squad. Dream Team, they are aware. They know there is a team out here with them. They just do not know the numbers. They do not know how many players are in that vicinity. All 3 brothers will find one player there from Dream Team. It's going to be Archer. He cannot quite hold on for too long, but Dream Team now, that forces them for that push. And this is what I say, if you have a play in mind, go for it. You do not have to wait till you now have a casualty before you now start to do the inevitable, because now the push is being forced from the side of Dream Team. Rash has got something being thrown out. Wrong one, does get the molly there, but he's not quite able to get the spread, as he's going to probably be running into his own Molotovs. Side sweep will be coming in through. Nelly's on fire. The side here of O3 brothers. I'm not too sure if they're aware of that one. O3 looking to draw closer and closer as Chief holding it up on the top of the building. Archer would bleed out. It's now 2v3 if I'm not mistaken. 3 players on the side of O3, 2 on the side of Dream Team and Old Guard respectively. As we can see, Dream Team being very reluctant on this push coming through. Nell running out of smokes, has to prone behind that small vehicle as Chief now looking for a couple of knocks onto the side of O3 brothers. The push up the stairs would not come through from the side of Dream Team as Chief now has to fall downstairs. We're running out of zones. We're down to zone 8. Grenades coming in through. I want to see if I can go dual screen here. Probably keep an eye out on some of the players there from all 3 brothers. But it doesn't look like that would be the case. Chief would fall. Nell would also fall suit. As we're down to the final 2 teams. It's going to be all 3 brothers up against the side there of Dream Team. All 3 brothers do go in for the push. Rash is holding it up on the outside of the fence. All 3 brothers are where? No name. Vehicle going upside down, not going to be helping matters for him. But man, all 3 brothers already up to 12 elims. And they're looking strong. Rash does get spotted by the side by Shiva. And Shiva is going to continue up onto the elims. He's already up by 8 elims. And you can already tell once that man is knocked, or once that man gets onto his mojo, there is no stopping him. Sad now, getting backed by that blue zone. It's not going to be helping matters. He's losing a whole lot of HP. All 3 brothers are waiting for him. And I think Sad is just going to deny the point as all 3 brothers, or permit me, Shiva able to carry that team to the top. 9 eliminations for Shiva. And bro, what in the name of lifting is this? Wow. Ho! A fragger that knows how to do his work. That is what Shiva is. As he's able to get 9 eliminations for himself and his team. I'm gonna lie, that is what? 10, 11, 13 eliminations and the winner chicken dinner, and that is definitely skyrocketing them on top of the leaderboards. Second place will be Dream Team with 9 elims. They did try to hold up so nicely, but unfortunately they delayed that push up onto Old Guards, and that definitely played a part in them not winning this game. Old Guards in 3rd place with 4, 21st Century in 4th place with 3, Extreme Gaming in 5th with none, No Rage in 6th place with 4, Cyclone Shield in 7th with 3, Cyclone Shield in 7th place with 9 elims, Metal Blood in 8th place with 5, the side here of Oxygen O2 in 9th place with 2, Disparaged in 10th place with 1, 10-11 in 11th with 1 elim, Knock and Lobby in 12th place with none, No Gaming in 13th place with 4, Foul Play in 14th with none, First Tactics in 15th place with none, and Afro Esports in 16th place with no elimination. talk about a play coming through from the side of O3 brothers. They started off very quietly, but the instance they were able to start to take out players on that northern side, they decided to start popping off. Started with foul play, decided to go up onto the side there of who else did they push? The gatekeeper onto the side there of Old Guards. They also did a couple of work towards the side of Knock and Lobby. These men were just absolutely on fire. I love to see that one coming through from O3 brothers. And Shiva, whatever you are on, do not stop. But that was absolutely wonderful. I do like the fact that Dream Team were also able to put themselves a good number up on board, able to finish in second position, and they were able to get, I think, 9 elims to their name. That is also nice. 21st Century also making it up with only 3 players. That is absolutely nice to see. Extreme Gaming not quite able to do as much in elims this game as they finished with none, but I feel like 21st Century, if they had decided to get into the circle a little bit earlier, they might have been able to take that compound away from Dream Team. And the same thing can be said about Dream Team. I feel like if they had taken that fight up onto Old Guards earlier, they would have been able to, like, you know, hold more ground, continue as a 3-man squad. But O3 brothers making that very smart decision to not crash into that compound. I thought, normally in my mind, I was like, oh, they got the knock up onto Archer, send it. But it looks like our O3 brothers were like, no, you do not send it. And that is definitely one strategy I'm going to pen down in my books. But that being said, we've got 3 games done and dusted. Man, it almost feels like that was quick. But as you all know, when we've seen all of these games, we know what map is coming next. It's going to be none other but that Sandy Dunes of Miramar. So that being said, stay tuned, stay connected. I'll be right back with more NPL action. Stay safe. Like, share, subscribe. You know the vibes.
Think you've got what it takes. The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, international esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
It's about to change the game. It's all original. It's all what? It's all original. It's all what? It's all original. It's all what? It's all original. Styling like a trend. On style, on style. It's original. On style. On original. Like a trend. Set up. There's good, then there's great, then there's the bar it just raised. Cloud 9
I know you're enjoying the music. I was enjoying the music too. So that being said, let's get it done and dusted. We're about to get into the third game of the day. I'm running out of time, so let's take a look at those leaderboards and see what exactly has changed. What has changed is that all three brothers is now on top. 21st Century following 12 points behind. Men of Blood still holding that third position, clinching onto it. Vibe Gaming in fourth. Dream Team in fifth. Team Extreme in 16th. I said 16th. In sixth place, so I mean... Sixth place with 19. All teams have played 3 games except 21st Century, so they've got a game in hand, which means they still have that chance to jump to the top of the leaderboards. That being said, looking at that top 16 spots is beginning to... It's looking weird because, you know, looking down towards that bottom, I'm seeing 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. You know, it's not points, you know. But anyway, that being said, for some of the teams, this is their final game of the day, which means they do not have too much games to put up points up on board. One more game before they get back into the next one. But that being said, stay safe, stay connected. No hula bally, no hoity-toity. Let's get into the game. It's going to be Miramar, you know, like I said. Once you see Erangel, Miramar, sorry, once you see Erangel, Sanhok, Erangel, you know what comes next is Miramar, no time to check time. So that being said, everyone's going to be looking all good and all right. Nobody's going to be complaining about this one. We do see that playing part, though, taking us all the way from the north down to the waters of Puerto Paraiso. You're not the best of playing parts, especially if you're a team that likes to land in El Pozo, Montenuevo. Even Picado is not really much of a jump. We're beginning to see a little bit of hot drops happening out there in Torre Ahumada, as we see the side of Dream Team looking to have 2 more teams out there in the vicinity. Archer, let's look. I think it's Lucid. The one very close, or was it Rush? Yeah, it is Rush, the one that was very close to one of the players there from Extreme East. So that is not too nice coming through from them. I would just say a lot of splits coming through from a couple of the teams. So it's going to be that northern circle, nothing too stressful. I think only a couple of teams do not find themselves in the circle, so these teams should be quite fine with the advanced speeds that they have here. Active Gaming also in the vicinity as TQ does find himself in a little bit of a pinch. Couple of Dream Team players looking to surround his position. They're drawing in closer and closer. I definitely hears those footsteps coming to his position. He's trying to buy himself a lot of time. The rest of Active Gaming not quite forming up yet. And let's win. Looking for the angle. Dream Team, they know there's definitely someone in here. As we see the push up the stairs does come through. TQ trying to see if he can hold on to his end. Full to the come through. For 1, take that 2. But he will go down to the third player. And I can imagine how rough it must be right now. He's probably screaming, there's just 1 more left or 2 more left. The rest of Active Gaming looking to come through for the help. As grenades now get sent. And more mollies also being sent. Prob Pro. Looking to look for that angle as the revives will come through onto the side of Dream Team. 2 players now back on their feet. Active Gaming and Ness downstairs trying to look for the shots. Not quite able to find any. Out the window, out the door. Able to get 1 player, but he would fall. Prob Pro looking for that off angle. That man looking to stay alive. DBS in hand, gonna tell the enemies to behave themselves, but it does look like they're not going to do that one. DBS in hand, good for 1, but not that 2, not that second player. Surge now comes through, able to get 1 more player down. It's a 1v1. I think that a 1v2. Rash is still alive one way or the other. Holding up inside of the building. It's beautiful shots coming in from Surge. Very low on HP. Same thing can be said about Sad. As they're both looking for that heal. Also looking for that push coming in through. Sad has to go for the heal up. Same thing can be said about Surge. But both players not quite having meds to work with. As we just see Surge, Top G looking for a wave down. Oh my god. Sad also does not have meds to work with. Pre-fires coming through. His teammates are dropping only bullets for him. And maybe a better weapon as he's looking to get at least the revive up onto 1. Surge doesn't have too much of a choice than to push from the side. Sad able to find himself a bad position, but this is becoming very stressful. Top G still has nothing. And the revive's already coming through on the side of Dream Team. He's able to grab at least 1 revive up now. Top G trying to see if he can buy himself a little bit of time. Rash has to fall upstairs. And Top G able to loot the crate, able to find himself 1 med kit or 1 first aid kit. He's definitely looking, but not too much bullets in the clip. Gonna find himself a UMP to work with. Maybe looking to take the DBS from the other crate. I'm pretty sure that is the call. I've got DBS in my crate. You might want to pick it. And it does work in the close range encounters, so why not? Oh, grenades though, chunking down his HP more. He's now up in a 1v3 situation. Dream Team do not have so much HP to work with. Actually, make that a 1v2. So it's just looking for the angles. Both players on Dream Team do not have their HP bars up. I like the fallback coming through from them. They're not having it. They're not going to stay. They're not going to allow this man wipe them. But active gaming, they started this fight so nicely. Unfortunately, not quite able to form up as quickly as possible. Okay, now other side of the circles, though every other person does look to be chilling. Extremists not coming through for the third party just yet. Still holding up on the outskirts. That's very interesting. And this is something that I'm beginning to find surprising, right? Because your team, you're landing with excuse me. You're landing with 2 squads. You can see the parachutes. And now you can hear people fighting, but you're not drawing in closer. Nor are you even trying to get the nor are you trying to get the third party. You know, it baffles me as to like what you're doing. Like, bruh, trying to, you know, draw closer, you know, try to, you know, get a couple limbs up on board. But you know, as I say, different strokes for different folks. Not going to be too surprised if they decide to play that way. Wolf does look to draw very close. I mean, they've got only 2 players. They did lose dollars early on to that hot drop coming through from the side of Dream Team. And I think that's where Dream Team got one of their knocks and limbs. Man, you will not believe it if I'm telling you, but Canada is hot, man. Bro, jeez, what is this? It's only 15 degrees outside. And I'm so hot. What the flip? Anyway. Anyway, zone, that's what we've got looking at right now up on that northern side. This is one of those zones that we probably will be seeing ending towards the water treatment area. Do love to see those type of zones. They're usually one of those zones that like to stress us out. So, yep, hence why we love to see them. No rage. Team that I've spoken of being very, very passive going into today's games. Not really impressed as to how they've been playing. I really hope they can actually put up some elims. They do have a player in here. I believe this is Osalam. Triple O Salam. Or Osalam. Let me know, which is it? Top C, holding up. This player's there from No Rage. They do look to be holding a split around the Monte Nuevo part of the map. Interesting play coming through from them. Disparaged. I think this is probably their last game, if I'm not mistaken. They have to make the most of it. We've not really seen Disparaged put so much points up on board. So that being said, Disparaged, you might want to put up points up on board. I believe they were sitting in I think 15th position with only like 6 points. So they really have to put up the points up on board, at least going into this game. So Disparaged, we miss Array, Chaos, and Shin. Really want to see you guys put up numbers on the board. Extreme Gaming, they did have a pretty good game 1. Fortunately, not quite able to put up a good one in game 2. We're holding up around Hacienda del Patron. We do see the rest of the team going for more of a rotation up towards that northern side. I think that the northeastern side, looking closer to Cruz de Valley. Got Ronnie, Starboy, Sean, and Choco. Men of Blood. We also did see them have a good first game. Also a second game, as they did put up quite a performance on the on the Sanhok game. So I think they sat out that third game. So them going into this game, they definitely be looking to have a better game going through. Rage. If you get knocked first, I'm not gonna hear it. But anyway, side of Men of Blood, they're holding up out around the outskirts of Chumacera. Man, I'm just holding it up. We're putting over to Vibe Gaming and Free Sports, I believe. They do look to be very close to each other out in the outskirts of San Martin. Both teams actually have red, so it's kind of hard to tell. Abubakar. Actually, not Abubakar. I think it's Romzi, the man who is in a little bit of trouble right here. He does have 3 members there from Vibe Gaming on his position. Already taking a little bit of pre-fires coming in through. Goes for the quick peek. Gets a couple of shots. A couple of bullets up onto Kenny. Or make that Iceman. That's actually beautiful peeks coming through from him. And the shots from the side by Hawkeye will get his team more of an advantage. That is a good nade being sent out. It's a good one. Gets the bounce. But not quite able to get the knock. But the push from the side would seal the damage. Bucci on the off angle does get spotted. A couple of shots towards his position as Rumsey does look to be holding up quite nicely. Hawkeye not having it. Going in for the push. Behind the rock, Bucci would hide. But down he would fall as Rumsey finds the shots. Teams will be the last player left. He's also down the hill. And I think the side of Free Sports, they have the memo. They get that one. Teams trying to get out a dodge. Shots going through towards his direction. But he hits the tree and he goes back to the lobby. The one time you had to display good the one time you had to display good driving. But talk about a good play, man. You've got to give this man his flowers. Rumsey, look at that. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Like, look at those quick picks. Like, stop it. That was a nice play. Vibe Gaming trying to play a little bit aggressive on that one. Did not really play out well for them. But you've got to also admire the speed at which Free Sports were able to form up on their teammates. This is the proactivity that I beg for. But anyway, more things that we're begging for is action, as we're not tired of seeing 21st Century in this game. They'll be going up against the side of Extreme Gaming. One player would be down, but the trade is being initiated as Shonex also does go down. The rest of the players there from the rest of the players there from Extreme Gaming, not quite close to each other. But Ronnie's going to be able to go through to try and stick the revive up. Baby on the off angle will get spotted. HP very low and he would fall. And Pharaoh trying to see if he can get himself those elims. Would be able to find one. Another now comes to the side there of Extreme. As Senior Boy does go down. Ronnie bleeds out. And Choco will be the last player left. He's out there close to Baby. Looking for that thirst and he would find it. He's going to get into that buggy and head out of dodge. The dub is done. You've taken out at least one player, but they lose two in the whole engagement. Unfortunately, Extreme Gaming would not be having the best of games going into this one. As the fight, it did not hold up too nicely. Oxygen now getting approached by the side there of Afro Esports. Does look like Lynx is going to be taking a couple of shots at the rotating members. Beast would be able to find himself one knock as Neo falls. Laser in the building. A long grenade does look to be what Lynx is looking for, as he's able to chunk one down. It does look good, but not quite able to get the knock as Laser speeds out a dodge. But the buggy loses that back tire, and you guys know once that buggy loses the back tire, the speed comes through next. Shots would come through. Tunnel vision is going to make sure that Lynx does see the floor, as Peachy is able to get himself that redemption knock. Getting a little bit of a trade initiated here. Does look to be looking for that flank angle as Peachy drawing closer and closer. But Oxygen, they've got that one player on the top of the hill, Beast, with such a nice angle. Might just be able to hold on to that one as nice. But it does look like Beast would fall. Swags is able to find him on the off angle. And the flanker just got flanked. And I think Swags has pretty much eyes on whatever is going on the bottom of that hill. The shots would connect from Swags. Lynx would fall. Ennie's the last player left, trying to look for a way into the circle. But I think Afro Esports are not having it. And Oxygen having Ennie run away. Shots connected from Peachy. But Ennie's trying to drive as far as possible. Mini 14 now to do a couple of damage. But he's not able to find it. As that last player there from Oxygen will be able to run away from that fight. And so far so good. Every team that has started the fight always ends up getting taken out, you know. We saw Free Sports go up against Vibe Gaming. Vibe Gaming started the fight. Vibe Gaming went out. The side there of Extreme also started the fight against 21st Century, but he also went out. And now Afro Esports now going up against the side there of Free, as Rumsey is in the vicinity taking a whole lot of shots. That man is feeling very confident, but his HP bar is not saying the same thing. Rumsey now very low. The rest of his teammates forming up. I'm enjoying that speed, that proactivity coming through from Free Sports. Coming through from the side. Swags is going to take a couple of shots. His position's being exposed. Rumsey taking a load of damage from the bottom of the hill. Abubakar now also has to heal, as Hawkeye trying to buy himself a couple of time, a load of time for them to get that revive. Rumsey looking for the nade. Swag still holding that much of a very nice position. No Rage also in their own engagement. Swags able to trade up the back and forth shots. Long grenades coming through from the side there of Free Sports. It's landing close to Swags, but not quite getting the knock. Abubakar is able to get one to connect though. And talk about length coming through from the side there of Free Sports. Afro Swags would go down. The rest of Afro Esports looking to come through for the form up as Laser does come through behind. Abubakar hears him. Has a sides towards that position. Waiting for the push to come through. Neo and Peachy still out there in the background. Afro Esports not quite able to make that decision as to whether they want to take this fight or not. 21st Century losing player towards the side here of 10-11 up on the northern side of the circle. Peachy trying to lay a couple of shots. His long range engagements from here on out. As Afro Esports looking to fall back from this fight. They do not want to smoke. The zone does move to the south, which means teams that have been fighting up on the north needs to find their way down. 21st Century down by players. Men of Blood now very close to the side here of foul play. Foul play having just 2 players alive. 4 eliminations though. They'll be fine. But it does look like Men of Blood. They've gotten a couple of work done in terms of damage. PlayStation able to take a couple of shots, but not quite able to find the knock yet. Tricky position to play from, if you ask me. Side of Men of Blood, they have a very good angle. They've got one player on the outside who is able to find that little bit of an off angle. I believe that is Lobby. So he pretty much has sights on the side of foul play. And this is one of those compounds where you do not want to waste time. Just go, bro. Like, bro, just full send it. Because the more time you waste, you know, the less advantage you have. You know, more teams could come through for the third party. And I feel like Men of Blood shouldn't waste any more time. Magic, though, does look to get closer to the compound. Grenades already being sent back and forth. And I think PlayStation is aware that there is now players in the vicinity. You just see him also prepping grenades of his own. Magic, he's got one to fly. Sending it to the wrong building. You can tell the information is not quite there. Oxygen taking shots towards the side of Afro Esports, but that is long range engagements going on there. More grenades being sent out. Sharmut is going to feel the heat of that one. And shots from the side of Creed would be able to pinpoint that position. Station 5 goes down to Station 5's grenade. And I think they're aware of that one. Lobby definitely saw that one happen. I can just see him pushing in through. Sharmut very low on HP. And Men of Blood will get the clean wipe onto the side there of Men of Blood. Took a while. Unfortunately, they were able to do it. And this is what I was talking about, that compound. You have to send it quickly as possible. Because right now, if 21st Century were to be a full squad, they could actually full send it into that compound and get those elims. But it does look like Power is going to be having visitors as old guards looking to rotate very close to his side. Zani definitely sees that player now. The information is there. Chief is there with the monster truck. Run over. Love it. No time. Anyway, quick elims up on the north. Love to see that one. Let's take a look at the map. See what's going on there. 10-11 still alive in this one. Interesting to see. It did look to be a team that were so elimination based or elimination focused. Not quite getting so much placements in the last couple of games. I think they still have 2 more games to go. This game and the last game of the day. So they should be fine in terms of elims, in terms of points that they can put up on board, sorry. Wood guards though up on that southeastern edge, looking to hold up quite nicely. 10-11 might just be receiving the players there from Afro Esports on that rotation. Ooh, Cyclone Shield. They get that zone though. Afro Esports now getting spotted on their rotation as one player goes down. Make that 2 as Laser would also fall. Talk about a spray coming through from the side of 10-11. Is they able to put in the work. Cyclone Shield are very jubilant about this new circle that they've just got in. I tell you, if I were to be Cyclone Shield, I would be happy too. Because that is just a blessing. Free Sport though, they've got a pretty nice nice advantage over the side there of 10-11. But unfortunately, both teams are not in the circle. So this is where we start to see, we start to force and beg those teams to get into the circle. It does look like Rumsey is able to find himself in some skirmish. With the side there of Men of Blood, he's very close to them. As Lobby is just right on top of him. Guys, stop, don't blind me, jeez. Yo! Anyway, push coming in through as Rumsey looks to draw and get more ground onto the side of Men of Blood. 10-11. Bego looking for that rotation into the circle. This is not going to play out too well for them. because Men of Blood have got a very sick position in the circle. And same thing can be said about Free Esports. Rumsey tries to take some shots, but Danny Brown is there for the third party. And 10-11 now, realizing that they're not in the best of positions right now, as Rumsey starts to take some shot down towards that location. Abubakar not quite able to find an off angle also. No rage, or sorry, make that Men of Blood. They've got a very good angle also. And I hope they can actually play it to the paper. We're going to switch over to my phone here because this thing is dropping frames in ways I don't like. 10-11, still holding the bottom position on the hill. That is not too nice for them. Rumsey looking for a way up the hill, but Rage has got a very simple position up on the idle. Shots will start to rain down, but he's not quite able to get the knock. Rage looking to lose so much HP, and here comes the push coming through. It is so chaotic out here. Magic, he's also got eyes on 10-11, but he's also taking a lot of damage to himself. As we can see, Godji pushing up the hill, not quite having the high ground advantage, but playing to the aggression. Shotgun in hand, Wu gets spotted, and Magic would fall him. Fexto also down. Bego getting spotted on that rotation as he just got popped, but unfortunately that blue zone chucks up too much HP, and Magic, he's got so much advantage on that position. His Parish head the shots. They want a little piece of the action. Magic has to prep a grenade, sends his own out. It's a good one up onto Array, but Array sends the Molotov for that burn. And the smoke to follow, buying himself time. But Rage, he's got a very good angle. It's a sexy grenade there from Magic, and Men of Blood beginning to put up a very good show here. More grenades being sent out as this position actually being held by Men of Blood is so nice, and Rage being the one on the top of the hill, he's been able to do so much work, but unfortunately he's not having any knocks to himself. Cyclone Shield do get the zone once again as Disparish now getting pushed by the side there of Magic and the remaining players there from Men of Blood, looking to play this one quite nicely. Shots through the smoke, he's gonna get the thirst. Dismiss the last player left. Creed is definitely aware that was a thirst. He might just spot him and he sees him on the side. It's going to be Magic to find the player. Takes a couple of shots towards his position. Will not quite find it. The full send is going to come through. Rage now spots that player. Takes the shots. Dismiss. Would not fall, but it's good for the return fire. But Magic would take him down. Nah, man. Rage. I don't know what Rage is playing, but bro. Bro. Anyway, Cyclone Shield on the other hand, they've been taking a lot of engagement, holding a 2-1-1 split in the circle. Stoner holding a very nice position up by 3 elims. Looking down towards the side there of Old Guards. Definitely sees them. Something can be said about Chief. I think he knows there's a player up that hill. In case you're wondering what that zone look like, it's going to be on the screen in a couple of seconds. It's a very, very tricky down to the south. Gonna have to force all these players towards the side here of Cyclone Shield. A lot of shots coming in through as this solo here from Afro Esports looking for a way into the circle. The trees are slim. It's not too much he can do. I'm not too sure if Manny spotted him out there. Neo sees those rotations coming through. He's on the edge of the circle, so he knows he could probably just inch it in, try to play spoiler on the rest of the teams. Gonna be making it into the circle. Nice play. That zone is gonna get smaller again. Men of Blood do not have that circle. They have to run, and those HPs getting chunked up by that blue zone. Oh, Magic. Is he gonna stick it? Yes, he will, but the knock would come through from the top of the hill as Cyclone Shield very active on the third party. Now they are aware of that position being held by Neo. As Neo starts to take some shots, he's able to get a knock and a confirm up onto Stoner. Now Neo having to face off in a 1v1 up against Roach. Looking for that push. Roach trying to hold on the bottom of the hill. Danny Brown behind the airdrop. And it's very interesting to see the side of Cyclone not paying too much attention. So the shots coming through. Danny Brown losing a whole lot of HP. Trying to move and jiggle and swing away from the shots. But more shots would come through and Danny Brown would indeed fall. Pinpoint sprays coming through from Neo as he continues to play spoiler onto the side of Cyclone Shield. Cyclone Shield looks so strong going into this circle. Shotgun in their hand. We'll get a couple of shots to connect up onto Roach because for some reason Cyclone Shield doesn't want to push up onto Neo. Like, what is going on? A lot of third-party shots coming through from old guards. It's a sexy grenade coming through from Neo as he has to start up on that push. S12K in hand, 7 bullets in the clip, 7 bullets in the mag. He's going to go up for that push. Danny Brown does not have the angle, and Neo might just be able to pull up a squad wipe onto the side here of Cyclone. Shots gun in the hand, shots being done, damage is done, knock is there, gets the thirst. The support comes through from Manny. But Cyclone should already lose too much going on to this fight. Neo, he's done the work. The blue zone will chunk his HP too fast and down he falls. And old guards being handed this game on a silver platter. It's now a 2v1. Manny though, he's one of those OP players. We know he can do it. So we're going to be keeping our eye out on him. Grenades being sent towards his location would not be helping matters. They know he's most likely in that shack. And they're trying to get the grenades in. Shots come from the top of the hill, walks into the muddy. Manny loses a lot of HP. He's burning. Cole gets that memo, finds the knock, and that will be a chicken coming through from the old guards. Love to see it. Love to see it. Cyclone Shield. I do not know what the play was. I do not know what Danny Brown was on. But they could have taken out Neo a long time ago. Neo took out Stoner. Took out Danny Brown. Took out Roach. Nah, bro. What's going on? I really want to listen to the comms and hear exactly what was going on, because I don't get how that was not the focus, right? We saw Danny Brown at the top of the hill. He had the airdrop cover, which means he could see Neo and take Neo out, but he kept on looking towards the side of old guards. That is very surprising. And old guards deciding to play it passively at the right time. Love to see that one. 6 elims and they get themselves a chicken dinner. That is just nice from the old guards. Cyclone Shield on the other hand, able to get themselves 7 elims, but I feel like they could have done more in this game as they finish in 2nd place. Afro Esports in 3rd with 5, courtesy of Neo getting 4 eliminations. Talk about a super solo. We love to see it. Men of Blood in 4th position with 9 eliminations. I feel like Men of Blood did so much work. They capitalized so much on that high ground that they had, that they got themselves this many elims. I just feel like of all the people to put on the top of that hill, it shouldn't have been Rage, because Rage was definitely not putting in the work. Mans was just doing damage but not getting knocks. Wasn't even getting thirst. You know, there was so much fights. You could have third partied up there, but he was playing it, so yeah, not nice. But anyway, Disparaged in 5th place with none, Extremist in 6th place with 4, Free Esports in 7th place with 5, 6 elims, 10-11 in 8th place with 5 elims, Oxygen in 9th with none, 21st Century in 10th place with 3, Extreme Gaming in 11th place with 1 elim, Foul Play in 12th place with 4, No Rage in 13th place with 1, Dream Team in 14th place with 4, Active Gaming in 15th place with 2 elims, and the side of Vibe Gaming in 16th place with no eliminations. I still feel like this was Cyclone Shield's game. Like, bro, they had the advantage. They had the high ground. I do not know how they missed that opportunity. But, well, it happens. It happens. So I'm going to allow that happen. Because of how hot it is, I really have to wear a shirt that says heat waves. I don't know if you guys can read it, but it does say heat waves because it is actually very hot in here. I don't know. I'm already beginning to see a little bit of sweat. But that being said, I'm sweating because this lobby, the players in this lobby are also sweating, bro. It's not just the heat. But that being said, that was Miramar in the mix, or in a nutshell. That being said, we have one more game to go. It's going to be none other but Erangel. So sad to leave you guys, but guess what? I'm going to be here tomorrow. So we've got one more game of Erangel to play today. Do not go anywhere. I'll be right back. Stay safe. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.
takes. The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, international esports has a new home. Think you've got what it takes. The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, international esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, minus the two noobs in the stream chat. Welcome back to the Nigerian Pro League, Season 6, Harmattan Split. My name is Crowns. I'm taking you guys through the final game of the day. It's going to be none other but Erangel. But before we go through that, we've got to take a look at the leaderboard as things stand right now. No three brothers still on top, 42 points. We've got one more game to put up the numbers. Men of Blood with 4 games today, able to get themselves 41 points up on board. You love to see that one. I feel like they played so well today. All they just have to do is get Rage to be on form, and I feel like they should be playing better. That being said, 21st Century have one more game to put up more numbers up on board. Old Guards also still have one game. Dream Team, same thing. Vibe Gaming also holding up quite nicely. Cyclone Shield looking good also. Team Extreme in 8th based off of that one game performance. So they need to dream on no rage one way or the other. They're out there in 10th position based off of, I believe that will be more. Okay, that's interesting. Actually very interesting. But anyway. We do see double digits up onto 12th position, so that's it's kind of nice. But there's only one day left for many of the teams, like Disparaged on the other side of the board. So every other team has that chance to put up numbers, and you want to make sure you're putting up good numbers up on board. But that being said, no time to check time. Let's get into the game. The southern playing path to close things off for the day, taking us all the way from Muta Power straight up to the pre-mosque area of the map. We do see the side here of 10-11 landing very close to Active Gaming. Looking forward to seeing exactly how things are going to turn out in that side of things. There's something up with my voice, man, and I keep I don't know, man, I don't know. Anyway, welcome. My name is Grounds. Just kidding. But anyway, play path not too nice. I think it's going to be a little bit of a trouble. We're looking forward to seeing where that zone would pop. It might most likely be going towards that north as 10-11 able to find one knock up onto Pro. I think Active Gaming have been in a hot drop situation in every single game today. It's sad to see. Hopefully they would fix that one in the days to come. Anyway, it does look like more shots will be done. More damage is being done as Bego able to find himself one knock and one elim up onto the side there. I believe I saw 3 sports one way or the other. I'm not too sure. Actually, it's no gaming, sorry. Actually, in the vicinity too. For some reason, everybody wants to be in Muta Power, which is quite interesting. It makes me wonder if they're doing the VODs or if they're checking all of those. I'm gonna reduce my mic. Oh, sorry, my in-game audio because it's very louder than my voice, significantly louder than my voice. You know what? Maybe I'll just leave my voice here because it's not entering red. It's quite decent, so I'll keep it that way. Yeah, on my phone, that sound had to go down. Anyway. Grenades already landing towards Keys' position. Mans doesn't have a gun. 10-11, you people should wait now. Let him. Hey, wait, Bego. Calm down, eh? Person we don't get gone. Just where's your pride, my guy? Where is your pride? Anyway, that does seem to be active. No gaming losing one player early on. The rest of the players are out there in the woodcutter log. It's just going to be Soul, the last player left to hold down the fort. 10-11 still have all 4 players alive. Active Gaming did lose 1 on that hot drop, so now they're down to 2, TQ and Anes. And like I said, Active Gaming they've not really put up good numbers up on board going into today's game, especially given the fact that they've been in hot drops in, I believe, all the games that they've played today. So Active, want to see you play this one more conservative. Anyway, that being said, you know what I mean. Just play that way. Anyway, Vibe Gaming will be having fun in Pochinko. I mean, there's school is empty, school is empty, nobody is there. Yasnaya is empty, nobody is there. Fairy Pair is empty, nobody's there. Cyclone Shield decided to go to Primos this time. O3 brothers are just making it all the way to Jojopo. That means their rotations going into this game would have to be significantly slowed down. Making me feel a little bit skeptical because, well, I mean, they're not far from the circle, so they should be fine. So that being said, not too much worries from my side, at least not anymore. Every other team though do look to be nice. Not too much hot drops going on in other parts of the game, as everyone is just chilling and relaxing. To the side there of active gaming with the last two players looking for a way into the circle. They're just driving. Not too much stress. 21st century in the military island. Dream team chilling out there in on that western bridge. Makes me wonder why Dream Team chose here as their drop location, you know, because it's not a place per se. It's pretty much just open fields, you know, and not too much loot going on there. So it's very surprising to see that is where they picked as a drop location. Anyway, Chief is going to spot that last player there from No Gaming. Uzi in the hand will do the damage. M16, yes, would find it, and that'll be a GG well played. Onto the side there of No Gaming, as they lose all 4 players in that game. I'm just gonna bring this thing to the front. It's stressing me out. Anyway, Extremist on the side, looking to have a little bit of players there from oh my god, my voice, jeez, I need to take hot water. Extremist looking to have a little bit of players there from Free Sports around their location. Zombie, here's the rotations coming in through. Doesn't quite want to take any shots yet. I mean, those are expensive vehicles. Oh, they want to change vehicle. Come on. Jagaban spotted him just in the nick of time. But now, Zombie in a very tricky position. Hawkeye now knows, but Zombie's got a grenade up onto Jagaban. A little bit too cooked. And Jagaban, though, I don't know if he's got his own grenade. Does let down the smoke because they want to continue up on their rotation. Ramsey looking for the run over. Wouldn't spot the player in the grass, and is going to be driving towards Wolf's position. Now Wolf sees him. This is what you call a rotational skirmish, a rotational cluster. Ramsey is going to be able to drive away in the background for the time being. Rest of Extremists looking for the shots, would not quite find it. Active gaming running into the side of Afro as TQ does get thirsted, does get flushed, and Ness losing so much HP to that grenade as rest of Afro Esports force it up the stairs, and they find him, take him back into the lobby. Active gaming lose points again in one more game as they're being sent back into the lobby. Like I said, Active Gaming probably needs to go back to the drawing board, try to figure out how they're going to land, because it does look like they're having a whole lot of trouble just from landing alone. O3 Brothers still holding out there, not judgeable. They relatively just got there, knock and lobby. They've not really shown the gameplay that I want to see from them today. They've not been holding fight as confidently as I saw them the last time I saw them play. Pretty much painful to see, but anyway, Agbalagba, Balablu. I don't know. They had Town Hall, I believe, but the Town Hall different from Balablu. But anyway, I hope to see them get back on form going into the next game. Same thing I'm saying about Cyclone Shoot. They literally just threw that last game. I really want to see them, you know, put up good performances heading into the next couple of games going into tomorrow, because tomorrow is the last chance to make it into the Super Weekend. And there's a couple of teams that I was actually looking at, right, that needed to make it into the Super Weekend. I think we'll do that compare and contrast. I'll take a look at the Super Weekend leaderboards at the end of this game, try to figure out who was supposed to make it or who needs to be in the Super Weekend this weekend in order to make it, get a chance to make it into the finals. So keep an eye out there. That zone, more up on that eastern side. For esports looking for the rotation into the circle. 21st century still on that military island. We'll be playing that very slow rotation that we'll be seeing coming through from them. First Tactics coming in with only 2 players in this game. First Tactics did look like a strong team in that first game. Going into the rest of the games, they've not really played very, very strong. So kind of see how well they play going into tomorrow's games. We'll also see if they're one of those teams that really need to make it into the Super Weekend or not. That being said, okay, lobby, we did speak about them. O3 Brothers, like I said, they're gonna have to start that rotation very late. especially given the fact that they got to not judge a poll very very late in the circle in time. They were looking for vehicles, so it's gonna be a very long rotation for them to actually pull off. So, our three brothers, we look forward to seeing how you're gonna play this game. Free Sports to get themselves situated somewhere close to the center of the circle. They're chilling in the outskirts of Yasnaya Poliana. They've got that beautiful Lamborghini, so nothing too much to worry about. We're about to get that zone shift, hoping that zone does go close that northeastern side, you know, somewhere around the southern side of Kameshki. Not center up quite nicely on the east. Nothing too much to worry about. We'll take it, at least for the time being. Just see a lot of clusters coming through around the prison area of the map. Foul play, the side there of 10-11, also find themselves in that vicinity. Afro Esports is also somewhere in the outskirts. Pretty sure they are aware. Pretty much hear those shots coming in through now. As Afro Esports start to take some shots towards the side there of 10-11. Oloye! Anyway, Afro Sport on the top of the hill, they've got pretty much nice sight lines onto the side of 10-11, but the same thing can be said about 10-11 up onto Afro Esports, so it's pretty much a double-edged sword. Both teams do have the advantage going on into that fight. You see a lot of shots coming in through. Swags taking shots towards the side there of foul play. Would be able to get a couple of shots to connect, but not quite able to do full damage. It's the rest of Afro Esports looking to crash. They are looking to send it towards the side there of foul play though. Station and Shermut have to hold on as a duo man. As we see Peachy driving across the field, trying to see if he can find that off angle, but he's going to lose his back tire in the process. Foul play would lose a lot of HP in the process. I'm talking about Station, and Shermut would go down to that flank. Same thing can be said about foul play Station, as Lone Wolf will be the last player left. Will he be able to live up to the name? Does look to be falling back a little bit. Into the shark he would go. Gonna have to resort to some camping strategies. Strategic waiting. Not doing too much. It's gonna be relaxing. So many things he could do, but shoot. In this position that he does find himself in. All three brothers already starting the rotation. Same thing can be said about Dream Team and Cyclone Shield, who find themselves on that western edge. Archer taking some shots towards Stoina, but Stoina allergic to getting knocked out here, at least not until he gets a couple of elims. Keep saying it, these are kind of people that PUBG Mobile likes. Roach driving around the vicinity trying to cause a little bit of a distraction, but Archer not gonna fall for it. Still taking a couple of shots as Dream Team look for their rotation into the circle. Rash does look to find a pretty solid angle to the side there of Cyclone Shield. Should have eyes on Stoner now. Takes a couple of shots through the smoke. Not quite able to find any. Lucid is also able to find his own angles. Kind of interesting to see the side there of Dream Team not really pushing up onto Cyclone Shield, even despite the fact that they have such good angles up onto Cyclone Shield. And Brown able to drive away down to 30%. I don't know if I can carry this game till the end. So that being said, we're gonna have to plug it. I don't know how. I don't know how my battery is low, but whatever. That's what happens when you play PUBG Mobile. Anyway, Dream Team not quite playing this as I expected. Cyclone should be able to get a rotation across them. Danny Brown moving a little too close for comfort for Ash, as he does draw very closely. Sad also in the vicinity trying to see if he can find the knock, and this is just confused play that I can see coming through from both teams right here. Rash does get onto the back of the buggy, looking for the shot onto Danny Brown, would not find it. It's a whole lot of distraction though coming through from Cyclone Shield, and I think they're trying to save Stoner one way or the other. As Stoner is able to get into his vehicle, find a way into the circle, maneuvering around Potato Hill. Pretty much a nice play if you ask me. 10-11 though, drawing closer to the side there of Afro Esports. Do see them, they kind of have an idea of what's going on. 4 eliminations. Don't come. What are you? Stay one place. Come, I think all the players in 10-11 cannot just stay in one place. Like, they just have to do that whole movements. Like, bro, don't spoil my eyes, man. See Afro Esports making those rotations, and I like the fact that Afro Esports are not getting really distracted by the elims. But right now they are moving along so much open space that I'm beginning to get worried. So let's see what's happening as we're about to get yet another zone shift. Two hair shots in the background. Afro Esports finding themselves in a little bit of a skirmish as they drive close to the side of 21st Century. Swag still looking for that little bit of a space. Will not be able to find it yet as he decides to fall back. 10-11 are aware of what is going on here, as that zone looks very terrifying. Does have 50% water, 50% land, favoring the Povka. We might just see a city finish. It starts to become a huge trouble. Afro Esports taking too many fights, and here comes the shots from Swags. He's able to find the knock up onto Baby. Peachy is back up on his feet. But do they know about that one knock? They definitely do, but do they want to capitalize on it as the rest of 21st Century now form up on the vicinity? Gonna pull up to that fight in full screen. No time. Afro Esports though do look to want to get away from this engagement, which is surprising. Roy is able to find a knock as they try to make that exit. Continue to take shots to the smoke. We'll get some to connect. 10-11 putting in so much work. Would find one knock. Has got G able to slay in a couple of bullets onto the side of 21st Century. Roy is down. This is definitely not a good zone, as we do see pushes coming in through. All three brothers on the north getting approached by the side of extremists. Ace definitely knows he's got company, awaiting the rest of his teammates. Nexus is also in the vicinity, takes a couple of shots, would not be able to quite get some to connect. They're waiting. That last player, Mash from First Tactics, is the one in the vicinity looking to just camp it out. Do have a couple of solos at Afro Esports now. Reduced to a solo themselves. Knock on Lobby making it all the way to the shoreline. Same thing can be said about Oxygen as they start that rotation. Extremist also on the shoreline. Skydo from 10-11 also on the shorelines, as we see the side there of Dream Team send it into the city of the Lipovka. Kaido is here to receive the visitors, take some shots, not able to get a knock. Shots in the background. Do hear it. Extremist looking to draw closer to the side of Knock and Lobby. Agbalagba does crash up very carelessly. He's gonna fall. Not gonna quite. Wait a minute. He didn't go down. He's got cover fire that works quite well for him. But that terrain advantage, not quite doing the best. Dollars has the idea of where Agbalagba is. Does look to push down. Finds a couple of shots. Doesn't quite get the knock. Agbalagba able to get the turn on him. Both players have to go for the revive. But Dollars able to get that knock and will be going for the instant flush. Balablu is here. But he's not able to get the knock just yet, as Dollars is going to remain alive on the bottom of the shoreline, on the bottom of the rocks. It's a very bad spot for him. He might just have to go into the water. Balablu not going to be doing anything about that one. They did get third party. Cyclone Shield now having to hold up against the side there of, I think that is Free Sports. Roach is down. Stoner and Danny Brown, the last two players left. I do not know if they want to set it into the compound. It does look like no is the answer. They're going to go for more playable positions. Play for that placement rather. Now trying to get those elims. Not sure if all three brothers had those shots. A couple of teams already making it into the city of Lipovka. Dream Team being one. Waiting at zone. Getting smaller and smaller. We're about to get yet another zone shift. That zone centers up quite nicely. And it's not so good for all of these teams. All three brothers approaching on that northern side. Here's where we start to see the troubles come through. Shiva gonna lose a lot of HP. Gonna have to fall back for the time being. Oh, do you know that man? He's one of those players that like to frag out. And seeing the way this zone is, a couple of teams should start to make that decision to try to get elims rather than get into a good position, because it's hard to find. Shiva would find that knock up onto the side there of Oxygen. And they instantly find themselves at a disadvantage. And the compound will be where the rest of the players are. That grenade coming through will quite give them an idea of where the last player is, and you can already see them going for the crash. No name gonna be the first man in line. Grenade being pinned, or grenade pin being pulled. Nades up the stairs. Another one to follow. Oxygen's gonna jump outside, but he does jump into Nexus, who's gonna happily take him out, and that's gonna be a GG well played. Zone still getting smaller and smaller. The extremists still holding it up on that shoreline. Looking to take some shots towards the side of Knock and Lobby. Captain has got a sniper in hand. Oh, gets a shot to connect. That man not gonna pick that one anymore. All three brothers still moving on the north. They're not in the circle just yet. Knock and Lobby could be next in line. As Extreme is looking to find some shots onto the rotating members up onto rotating members from Knock and Lobby. Something is up with my voice, man. 10-11 also on the city. Already looking for some shots. So they do look to get a couple of knocks there. City fights, city finishes. Something we love to see. Down the shoreline, putting in the work. Start to see some rotations coming through from these teams. Free Sports still holding it up as they are pushing up onto the side here of Extreme. His shots will come through. Rufai getting overwhelmed by the bullets, and down he goes. Rest of Free Sports now getting taken out as they make their rotation into the circle. Jagaban doesn't have so much of a choice. There is enemies, there is bullets in every part he goes to. Bala Blue there to welcome him. It does take him out. All three brothers wanted a little bit of those fights, and they were able to do a little bit of damage. Knock and Lobby using that one to draw closer to the side of Extremists. Extremists still have that one player dollars in the water. Shot starts to go out. Ishiki losing a lot of HP. Cannot quite find the nade. We see all three brothers now making their rotation into the circle. Love teams still on that north. All three losing players one after the other as Extremists wait for that push coming through from Knock and Lobby. Sleek trying to stay away from grenade range. See a lot of shots going on that southern side. Cyclone Shield. They're the ones that are taking shots towards the side here of both three brothers as the full send will come through. Knock and Lobby looking for the push. Captain in the fire but would not go down as the push would continue. My ping is going haywire as we see Sleek looking for the knock. Not quite able to find any, but he's coming close. Inching closer. Molotov in hand. Just send it out. It's going to be a good one to get the burn. I don't know why I cannot see my kill feed. But I guess it's because my ping is acting up. Actually, there it is. All three brothers now getting started. As we see Shiva, the last player left for his team. Lucid in a very tricky position now. Getting pushed. But that man just trying to run away as quickly as possible. Doesn't want any of that smoke. So many teams on the outskirts looking for elims. Because you do know that like this is one of those zones where trying to gun for a good position in the circle is kind of hard, especially given the fact that, you know, there isn't too much playable area in the circle. So you might as well just send it. Try to get as many elims as possible. That being said, 21st century with one elim, drawing closer to the shoreline. Foul play is going to be the man waiting for him as Lone Wolf, the solo player, able to get the knock and the flush up onto the side of 21st century. Do not like that one, definitely. As we do see the side of Knock and Lobby drawing closer. Two players there from Extremists. One player is down, make that two. The last player in the water, not quite able to do too much work as Knock and Lobby looking quite nice. But they cannot quite get the revive. Hopefully they can get the vehicles to work and get into the circle. All three brothers in the meanwhile able to make it down to the shorelines. But 10-11 waiting for them to push up. They're definitely holding a good position, but Dream Team, Sad finally decides to stand up. Takes a couple of shots, and we'll find a knock up onto God G, but Fex is there to get the re-knock. Zone does move. It's a lot of shorelines in play. Old guards looking to make it to the shorelines, but they're getting taken out from the blue zone. Nell sends it into the water. Makes things very tricky for the side of 10-11. Fex, is he aware of that player in the shoreline? Does he see him on the shoreline? Yes, they do. They find the knock. 8 elims for the side of 10-11. They're popping off. All three brothers down to 1 in Nexus. He definitely sees the side there of 10-11. But he's going to have to make that mad dash into the circle. Nell is still in the water. Nexus could swipe that elim away. Still a couple of teams still alive. We're up to 6 teams still alive in the circle. Wood guards down to 1 in Zani up on the edge of the circle. Vibe Gaming on that western side. 10-11 holding it up on the shorelines with a 2-1 split down to just 3 players. Zani's got a lot of smokes to work with. But that man has to get into the circle. Same thing can be said about Nexus. 6 seconds on the timer. Wait, it's got vehicles, Zani. The question is, where does he want to send it to? It does look like he wants to send towards the side there of 10-11. They're not going to have it. As God G doesn't hear that vehicle quite yet. But here comes the full send. Fex definitely aware of Zani's position. Molotov in hand. looking to inspite the burn. Azani is able to get out of dodge quickly. That terrain advantage not working quite well for him. Got G going for that sweet push, sweet clean up wipe up onto the side of 10-11. Same thing can be said about Vibe Gaming as they push up onto the 21st century. Dream Team is also in the vicinity as Lucid. Here's that push coming through. Vibe, Iceman would go down to the third party. Coming through from 10-11. Buji gets that knock. Vibe Gaming remain alive, but only with 2 as they continue to lose player to the side there of 10-11. 11 elims for 10-11, and they're holding up so nicely. They've read this one so perfectly, and they're playing the shorelines to the paper. Here comes players there from the north, doing a whole lot of damage, but not quite able to get any player down. Teams goes down to the blue zone. 21st century still remain alive in this one. Not quite able to do too much elims, but they have to face up the side of Vibe Gaming. That is a wonderful molly upstairs. Buji is going to be able to avoid it for the time being. 21st century now. Only 3 elims, not quite able to do too much. 155 ms. Now the lag like this. Wahala. Wahala. Anyway, my ms is effing me up, bro. I don't know if that's the same thing on my emulator. My emulator is rendering. Maybe that's why I'm even rendering on my emulator self. But anyway, love these teams. Need to get into the circle. Side there of 10-11 are just anticipating the push. You definitely have eyes on everyone in that circle now. As they get that next circle blessed. 21st century have to push up onto the side there of Vibe Gaming. Push does come through. Ferry looking for the knock. He's going to find it. For 21x, they have to continue moving. 10-11, they spot them trying to get into the circle. Pharaoh goes down, Power able to make it outside, but not quite into the circle. He has to keep moving. Kaido knows exactly where they are. Same thing can be said about Buji as he's trying to hold his end. But 10-11, they have an idea. They know exactly what is going on. Power knows that there's things being chunked towards his position. Tries to go for 1. HP very low. The grenade would land, and 10-11 will get themselves 1 chicken dinner to boost them up on that leaderboard. They did this one in style. 12 eliminations and the winner chicken dinner. You love to see that one. This was a game that they needed to play aggressive, and aggressive indeed was what they did. You love to see it. 21st century in second place with 4 elims. Vibe Gaming in third place with 4 elims. Dream Team in fourth place with 2. Old Guards in fifth place with 2. O3 Brothers in 6th place with 5. Cyclone Shield in 7th place with 4. The players there from Extremist in 8th place with 5. Foul Play in 9th place with 1. Afro Esports in 10th place with 4. Knock and Lobby in 11th place with 4 elims. Free Esports in 12th place with 2 elims. Oxygen O2 in 13th place with none. First Tactics in 14th place with 1. The side there of Active Gaming in 15th place with none. And No Gaming going out in 16th place with 0 eliminations to their name. Back to who? Back to me. Buji, the man of the match, although I feel like that could have gone to one of the players there from 10-11, probably Fex, because that man was also able to get 4 eliminations to his name. Did see Kaido getting that final elim with that sexy grenade that he was able to chunk. O3 Brothers did try to do a lot of work in that lobby, but unfortunately they were not quite able to capitalize so well on that northern side. I feel like they played a little too slow when all they had to do was clear the edge of the circles. Like I said, this was one of those circles that if you have not made it all the way to the city early, like the side of 10-11, you just have to settle for elims rather than positioning in that circle. So you just have to go for as many eliminations as possible. We didn't quite see any of those teams try to do that one. 21st century also decided to capitalize on trying to find a good position in the circle when they could have just gone for elims instead. That did not quite work out well from them. You gotta give it up for Dream Team though. They were able to survive with just that one player at least to what, I think like 4th position. So that is also very nice coming through from them. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all for today. We've seen 5 games done and dusted, but do not go anywhere because we've got that final leaderboard for today loading up. Let me just ask. Leaderboard. Yeah, leaderboard will be loaded up and we'll be seeing that one come through. But nonetheless, we've had such good games going through today. Starting off the day with that beautiful chicken dinner going through to the side there of... Hey! I'm such a young boy, but I can't remember. I would remember. Who took the first chicken dinner? My goodness God. extreme. It wasn't extreme. It was Vibe Gaming actually. Vibe Gaming did take that first chicken dinner out there in Erangel, where we saw them finish up on the military base island. Then we went into the next game of Sanhok, where we saw 21st Century get themselves a winner chicken dinner, where we had that finish on the outskirts and the shorelines of Camp Alpha, of the Camp Alpha Hills actually. That was a good game coming through from them. Then we went to that third game back into the holy lands of Erangel, and then we saw the side there of who won the third Erangel game. Third Erangel game was the one where we had close to Gatka finish. And yeah, we did see O3 brothers begin their rampage, where they got that winner chicken dinner of the day actually in that second Erangel game. And I think that was actually a very good play coming through from them. Like I said, I would have expected them to crash into the compound, but fortunately they did not. They decided to stay outside and do as much damage as possible, though the Fragger doing most of the work. Definitely love to see that one. Like I said, you just love to see when Fraggers know their work and when Fraggers are doing their work. So I really cannot even bash them or even say anything bad about that one. That being said, we went over to Miramar, where we saw the throw coming through from Cyclone Shield. Old Guards able to capitalize on that one, getting himself a winner chicken dinner. And in the final game of the day, we saw the players there from 10-11 grab themselves also a chicken dinner with eliminations up on board. I'm just trying to buy time for that leaderboard because I know the leaderboard is going to be on. But that being said, what was your highlight of the day? What would be my highlight of the day? Who is your MVP for the day? I feel like undoubtedly MVP for today has to be Shiva. That man definitely put a whole lot of work done for his team, for himself. That man was able to get as much, and this is not just him getting elims, this is him also doing so much work. I mean, in this game that he went out they went out in 6th position, he was able to get 4 eliminations for himself and, you know, for the team in general. So yeah, that man definitely my MVP of the day. He was able to put such good performances. My team of the day will not be the team that is on the top of the leaderboard. I think my team of the day would go over to Men of Blood, right? Because I really enjoyed what I saw coming through from Men of Blood today. I feel like they had good games all through, but unfortunately they did not. It just feels like that squad was not complete, right? Normally we would see 11 playing, but 11 did not quite play for them today for reasons best known to them. Whatever shit happens, but really I would have loved to see them have someone who could have replaced Rage and probably put up better performances for the team. But who knows, Rage might also have his role that he's playing on that team, and maybe he's just playing to his roles, but who knows? Like I said, I feel like they could have done so much work in that Miramar game. It was such a nice play coming through from them, but unfortunately wasn't quite able to just hit those shots or get those, you know, eliminations from the top of that hill. But still, Men of Blood would be my team of the day. So let me know in the lobby, no bias actually, let me know in the lobby without bias, like who was your MVP and who was your, you know, team of the day. And like I said, my MVP Shiva from O3 brothers, and I think my team of the day will be none other but Men of Blood, because they actually did put up so many good numbers. And I can actually say many of these teams are still playing passive. Oh yeah, that's true. Instead of even wasting time here, let's go over and see the Super Weekend leaderboard, right? So this is the Super Weekend leaderboard as we have it. Let that load. Okay, there we go. So we have active, extreme, 21st century old guard, 03, cyclone. I'm gonna leave that first part alone. Men of Blood Afro, first tactics, knock and lobby, no rage free, vibe gaming, no gaming. So we did not see the side there of disparaged. I think the teams that are not here are disparaged, 10-11, extremists, and what was the last team? What is the last team? I can't remember. So I'll just go over to the League One. And who? Is it Vibe Gaming? Or is it Old Guards? Is it Vibe Gaming? No, it's not Vibe Gaming. Gee, it's not Vibe Gaming. I don't know who the last team is. But anyway, we just know like Disparaged 10-11 and extremists really need to and Oxygen really need to put up the work, right? So now this is the leaderboard for today. I'm just going to hit refresh on that one so we can see what we've got going on here. And O3 brothers still remain on top with their lead, 49 points up on board. 21st Century in second place with 43, closing that gap, making it just a 6-point lead. Men of Blood, like I said, my team of the day, still holding up in third position with 41 points. 10-11, that chicken dinner skyrocketing them all the way from the bottom of the boards down to 4th position, 35 points up on board. Vibe Gaming, from that first chicken dinner of the day, able to gather just 13 points afterwards, still staying in 5th. Dream Team had such good games today, or a little bit good games today, and it's nice they were consistent in terms of surviving. We really want to see them put in consistency in terms of elims also. Old Guards also doing well. They did get themselves a chicken dinner, so that works. 7th position. Cyclone Shield, I feel like they will probably have more points on board if they were able to take things home in that Miramar game, but unfortunately they slept on it. Team Extreme had one good game and they were only able to gather 1 point afterwards. Not the best of days for them, so I really want to see them do better tomorrow. Free Esports, the same thing. No Rage Esports, also just holding 17 points up on board. We do not want to say that. Now I'm going to go down to the bottom of the board. Active Gaming had so much hot drops today. We did not quite see them perform so well as we normally would love to. Foul Play, fine, you're looking good on the Super Weekend leaderboards, but still going into today's games, it was just more of not complete squad, just going into to fight as a 3-man squad or as a duo. And a couple of teams actually did come here as a duo, you know, and a couple of them need to be in that Super Weekend, right? So tomorrow our focus will be on Disparage, who is currently on 15th. It's going to be on Extremists, who are in 13th. It's going to be on Oxygen, who is in 17th place, and 10-11, who is currently in 4th, because these are the 4 teams that are not sitting in the top 16 of the leaderboards. But that being said, we're also going to keep our eye out on the likes of Knock and Lobby, No Gaming, and I believe what team was it? And Vibe Gaming. Actually, these were 3 teams that were actually sitting on the bottom of the Super Weekend leaderboard. But ladies and gentlemen, that being said, we've come to the end of today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all for staying. Thank you for staying up to this time. I believe it's almost like 12 a.m. Actually, it's past 12 a.m. wherever you are, if not even more. So that being said, thank you for your time. Thank you for staying in. I enjoyed all the activities I saw in the chat. I hope to see you guys here tomorrow. Same place, same time, same person. So that being said, stay safe, stay connected, practice social distancing, don't do drugs, use protection, do not hack the game. Ramadan Mubarak, happy Easter. Just go and sleep and have fun. Bye bye.
Got what it takes. The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, international esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?